If you don't think money can buy happiness, you don't know where to shop. You can get money and then go save the world. You can get money and save the forests in Brazil. You make money and go save global warming. But without money, you can't save a fucking thing. Don't you understand? Don't the fucking idiots on YouTube understand that? Until you make some shekels, until you make some fucking coin, you can't help anybody. Because if love got the job done, you wouldn't all be fucked up.
What's going on? What's going on? We are live. Let me see if my audio is good here. We'll talk about some stocks, kind of mix it up, see what's going on in the stock market. Yeah, we good on sound, good on video. So yeah, we're gonna look at some markets today. We're gonna look at some stocks. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit, give you something different. Go right to the money, get right to the source. So let's open up a browser here and let's get to it. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's see here. All right, I think we good. Let's see here. All right. Myself. What's going on, bro? Salute. So let's see what we got going on in the markets today here. So I usually use, actually, I really don't use Yahoo stocks or Yahoo Finance. What I usually look when I'm looking for stocks is FinViz. So let me just go right to where, I go usually to check for what's going on in the markets. This is what I use. I use the free version. I'm pretty sure the paid version is worth it. So this is what's going on. So the Trump effect is kind of, it looks like dying off a little bit. The markets are dropping again. A lot of times, the things you got to look at with markets is basically the news. Typically is the news, what's going on. So first things first, what am I trading? I am kind of long on Spirit Airlines. Now, if you're a news hound like me, you kind of know what happened with Spirit in one of their flights in Haiti. One of their flights in Haiti was getting shot at by, Haiti has a civil war going on right now in Haiti. It's been volatile for decades. And they got a flight that went over Haiti that was getting shot at. So one of the things I noticed was I did make some money off of this stock here. Let me put my intro, because this is what normally I talk. I gotta put this out here so you guys don't come back and sue me for anything.
I am not a financial expert, trader, professional trader. I have no fiduciary responsibilities towards anyone. If you are expecting to get trading advice, please consult a stockbroker, someone that has a stockbroker's license and that is binded by fiduciary responsibilities. And my strong opinion, do not trade any stocks with money that you need right now for cost of living expenses, such as your rent, mortgage, car payments, credit card bills, debt payments, anything of such, because that is what I call scared money. Do not trade with scared money. And please do your own due diligence.
All right. So now that we got that out the way, so this is one of the things I'm kind of long on, as far as I'm long on it, because basically it has a pretty significant 52-week high and low. So as you can see right here, this has the percentages, but let me see if I can see the actual price of how high it was. So it just has the percentages. But as you can see in the actual chart here, let me just go back to 2023. As you can see here, this is the reason why I'm long. I hope you can see this. Let me kind of make sure this is viewing properly so you can see this. Yeah, you with the screen in full, you can see what you can see in detail. I'm looking at it. If the screen in full, you can see the actual detail. I can open back up. Let me just share my entire screen here. I can open up Yahoo Finance, and actually it'll show a little bit more detail. So let me actually, and I got two screens. Okay, so basically, let me go to Yahoo Finance, and let me move. Yeah, I can move that over. But still show, yeah. So basically, let me go open up Save, which is Spirit Airlines. See a little bit more detail. All right. So you can see here that the 52-week range is, the lowest is $1.40. The high is $17. So the reason why I'm zeroing in on this is because of this 52-week range here that's high. Now, there's some bad news. Like, again, Haiti, flight over Haiti was canceled because the plane was hit by gunfire. Usually, if there's bad news, it does reciprocate to the stock market, to the actual underlying stock. That's normal. It's up 94%, is like almost over 100%. Okay, so I mean, like, this is the thing, right? And this is why and I don't know why my connection is lagging, but this is why I'm very, very confident. And even being an underdog, not having a lot of capital, I'm very confident that I can make money, because you catch stuff like this, this is what is going to catapult you and bring you to a level where you're gonna be one of those guys one of these days where you're gonna have so much money that you got to be quiet, because after a certain point, once you start making money, you kind of have to be quiet. And a lot of people don't understand that. And one of the reasons why you have to be quiet is because you're kind of cheating life. And what I mean by cheating life is, just imagine most people are going, they're already in the office, they're already working, they got to get up early in the morning, go to work. That's what most people's lives is. It entails basically kind of just working for wages, and usually not enough wages to pay the bills, right? And you are lucky enough to have, or let's just say fortunate enough to actually, in a way, cheat that particular model and actually become an investor or a business owner and actually make money while you're sleeping, make money before people have their lunch, at work, make what someone's salary is, their yearly salary is, before lunchtime. You kind of have to be quiet, because either be quiet or you only can talk to people that actually have that same similar lifestyle that you have, or same similar reality that you have. Because you got to think, like, what's going on, bro? You said okay. You gotta be quiet, because your reality for the common person is totally different. And if you say anything about your reality, it's just gonna boggle the mind of the most common person, that actually, like I said, has the 9 to 5, hustle and bustle model, because they're gonna argue with you, possibly because they can't they can understand it somewhat, but they can't fathom actually living that life. Like, it's kind of like, basically, if you talk to people about your reality, let's just say, that's your reality, either one or two things are going to happen. They're going to argue and, call you all kind of names, or two, they're not going to believe that, it's actually real. And, they're not gonna, it's not gonna make sense to them. Ultimately, they're gonna be frustrated after they're done conversating with you, because they have to go back to their reality. So it's like, basically, the reason why I say you got to be, and this could be anything that you're doing. You have to be quiet, because, basically, most people they have to work really, 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 really hard, physically hard, for what they make. You got to understand, there's people that's making $14 an hour working in a warehouse, picking up boxes, picking up, material, working their butt off. And it doesn't matter that you did that yourself. It doesn't matter that, you actually, that was your reality at one time as well. They don't see that. What they see is the right now. And that right now is, it may be a situation where you're making money hand over fist, like this, like 94%, and you have millions of dollars traded in this particular stock. That may be your reality, and that reality, you might have to be quiet about that. Most wealthy people are quiet, because you don't want to upset people. You don't want, that's one thing. And two, people probably wouldn't even understand or believe you. You know, it just, people tend to just, it's almost like they're programmed to be average or below average. He said, just had a client hit me today and asked for $50,000 today. He has it. Just had a client hit me today, asked you for $50,000. Man, shoot, let me hold something. No, I'm just joking, man. But yeah, like, the thing is being an underdog, you know, not having the capital to really make an impact yet, you know, just kind of being in the doghouse, being an underdog. Don't be discouraged. I believe that you get your time and it's, you know, you'll get your opportunity. You know, one day you just gotta kind of keep going. You know, that's why I'm, you know, kind of doing this, because I just want to show you, just, you know, you might have little money in the market, might not have that much, but one of the things that you're doing is you're showing proof of concept. You're showing proof of concept. And that proof of concept does work. You know, that also be used to ultimately kind of help you land, if you wanted to get it, become a career trader, that could help you as well, like land that position. She was a stockbroker. She had her series licenses. I don't know which ones, but I remember she told me that she had an opportunity for a job to be a trader. And one of the things that involved was you basically trading for someone that has a lot of money. So you typically make money off of commission. Now, you don't make any money, you don't eat. And that was discouraging at the time for her, because she you know, needed money, and she needed money right now. Most people, they can't do a sales job, because most people start a job because they have an immediate need for money. And with sales, it's not guaranteed. Sales is very close to business. If you don't sell anything, you don't make any money, the business doesn't pay you unless you sell. So one of the things about commission, being a commission-based trader, all I could say is the best an example of that is the show on Showtime, Billions. Those traders that worked for that hedge fund that was based off of the main character in the show, they were commission traders. And, you know, they had Lamborghinis and Ferraris in the driveway, because if you make money off of trading, you say, you know, you don't necessarily have the money to trade yourself, but you working for a company that has millions of dollars in funds, and you trade with their funds and you make a commission. That's really no different than a prop trading firm. A prop trading firm allows you to make money off of using their funds. Notice you said hedge fund, not random guys charging money for their Discord. Ha. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not opposed to getting a mentor, like, because it's a thing about having a good mentor or getting consultations. Like, my grandfather was a consultant. And one of the things about being a consultant is basically you're paying somebody that already did what you're trying to do to tell you the best way to do what you're trying to do. that's the kindergarten term for a consultant. So if you pay someone to show you the way, it's a lot easier than you trying to find a way yourself, because they've already walked down that path that you're trying to go. You know, they're already done it. They have already bust their head. They've already had successes. They know what works and doesn't work, whether and you don't. Yeah, some of those firms are Forex firms. It's not that many trading stocks. So yeah, I try. One of the things that I tried was trade the pool. I tried trade the pool, and I'm having some lag. I mean, it shouldn't be no reason I have lag, and I, it's just. But I'm talking about some cash money shit. So every time I talk about some cash money shit, this type of stuff happens because they don't want you to get no money, man. These people right here, they don't want you to get no money, so they be hating. You know what I'm saying? That's all. When I talk about some goofy, dumb shit, I don't get no lag. But you notice, I'm talking about that money. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to get that money. And I'm still go back to put my sociology hat, and I'm gonna talk about human competition. But I got rich people that follow me too. And, rich people that got, like, I really don't like putting my stock picks and stuff too, because they like shorting the market and shit, and they got money to actually do it, so, that's why I put the cautionary video, to just kind of warn you. But anyway, I'm long on that. Spirit Airlines is not going to go out of business. It's going to be fine. It's a cheaper way to fly back and forth. They had some bad news, from the country of Haiti, the island of Haiti. So I think that they might bounce back. Hopefully they bounce back. It's kind of a bad day today. So I'm going to be watching this. What I do is I have two accounts. One account I have Spirit at, and I'm very long on it. I don't really touch it. I just let it go. And the other account that I use to just get it in and out of trades, different trades. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those stocks that I'm kind of like putting a placeholder at, and I'm trying to see if it can kind of go back up. As you can see, again, 2023, it was like $21 a share. It's now $3.11. Now I already showed you here a month over month is 94%. So imagine if your goofy boomer uncle or auntie actually listened to you, and she said, hey, grandma or auntie, put your money in Spirit, just hold it for about 2 months. I could set the stop loss on it, try to make you some money. And then they actually do the shit. And they actually probably will make some money, make more money than their little, flimsy 401k, so that's the thing there, so that's just one stock there. I guess we could just look, since this is open, we could look at cryptos again to see kind of what's going on with cryptos, because that's the talk of the town. Crypto's going up. Still flat a little bit as well. So I was looking for something to kind of get into. So the way it looks here. Let's change the view from table view to, let's see, what else is this? This is heat map view. Okay. Yeah, so okay, Bitcoin is up 3%, Ethereum is up, Dogecoin is up 20%, XRP is up 17%, and it's a lot of different other coins that are here. Okay, Shiba is actually down. So it's like all cryptos are not necessarily up. You know what I'm saying? It's a different mix. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not against 401ks. I mean, but it's like, I would say definitely have that, and then have some money that you have somewhere else. You know, either with a broker that has an established return, or you learn to trade yourself. You know, that's my advice. You know, from somebody that is definitely very, very knowledgeable, and I have a track record. I have a video track record to prove that you would have made money following me for the last 5 years. You would have made money following me, because I'm an underdog. I don't have a lot of money. Some people are way more fortunate than I am. So you could take the advice or take the stuff that I point out, and I might not have the capital to invest in it. You do, you can take off. And you know, hopefully you can send me a couple coins once you take off. I sell a 401k, but I speak against them as well. I mean, you know, the thing is this, like I said, I got nothing against any 401ks or anything. I think all of that is great. Okay. I've done videos on all of the NBA, the NFL, baseball players that go broke. Do you think that they would have gone broke if they had a 401k? No. Would they have gone broke if they had basically kind of what you offer, the UILs? No. They didn't have none of that shit, because they didn't fucking know. They didn't know anything. They didn't have anything to secure them for their financial future. They just weren't taught that. A lot of the people that go to sports and play sports come from a lower socioeconomic background, and they're exploitable, and they don't know anything about how to invest. They get taken advantage of by rich accountants or up and coming accountants and all kind of different people, and then they don't know how to invest. They're not listening. They're not up watching YouTube, you know, trying to figure out how to invest. You know, so it's no hope. It's just basically making a lot of money, having a lot of fun, a lot of women, and then, you know, ankle breaks, knee busts, surgery, then they're out of the league. You know, that typically is what happens. And then they don't have anything invested. They could have had easily, the contracts that they're giving out now are crazy. $100 million, basically 9-figure contracts, 9 figures. You know, so having $1 million in a UIL, IRA based 401k plan, to just to leave, just to not touch, just to have there, it'll keep you from having to go work at the grocery store. And just, you know, it's a certain level of disgrace, you know, that you do feel. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, being an underdog, I mean, that's something new that I call myself, because I started sports betting. I was like, damn, I'm a fucking underdog. But the thing is this, having to go do DoorDash and all that shit, man, it is kind of like, you know, you know, it's kind of like, you know, to a certain degree, I'm not gonna say demoralizing, but embarrassing. Because okay, imagine you was an NBA player and you doing DoorDash. You know, like like you working at UPS, and you was a multimillionaire NBA player. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, you know, that's a big drop, but it happens. You know, it happens every day. What's crazy is a bunch of financial advisors go to the NBA, set a draft, and the players decline our services, or like you said, get taken for rude by the rich guys. Yeah, they go to these yacht parties, they go to different parties, and these guys are at those parties. And then, you know, next thing you know, they on that Don Julio, they on that, you know, Casamigos or Casa Fricos. And then, you know, some like yuppie fraternity, you know, white guy, Nepo baby comes to him and offers them some type of pitch or whatever. And then next thing you know, they think they have a bonding experience. And then, okay, maybe the dude might does them right, but then how many people you hear do them wrong? Next thing you know, they got to file a lawsuit, and the dude goes to jail for a couple years, you know, because he took somebody's $1 million, you know, multi-million-dollar salary, took some of it and ran off with it and just basically scammed him. You know, I'm not biased in any way, but you know, you gotta stop trusting people, and especially, you know, you just can't trust it. You just can't trust anybody. It's just, you know, it's just no different than how you survived in the hood. You know, just because you got out the hood, everything is not all good. You know, but the thing is that at the end of the day, those options are definitely good to have to fall back on. You made $100 million over a 5-year period or a couple years. It's no reason you shouldn't have $10 million in some type of investment. Like what those two are fine for IRA based 401k, IUL, or that shit will save you from total embarrassment, total failure. Like you have something to fall back on. It'll give you some type of monthly income, most likely, that you could utilize. You could pay your bills until you can get things together from your post you know, career, and you don't have to file bankruptcy and all of that crap. You know, it's just stuff you gotta do. Really, you know, I know people don't like JT the pocket watcher and shit like that. He, you know, he's an accountant on YouTube, but and you see how I don't mind mentioning other people. You know, a lot of people watch people and they don't mention them and all of that type of stuff. That's just totally disrespectful. But the thing is this. One of the things that I never forget from watching one of his live streams, he explained how a lot of rich people go broke. A lot of people that win the lottery go broke. And the main reason, and I've done this myself, I'm not perfect. I mean, I had to learn to be the person I am. I had to research to be the person I am, to be as disciplined as I am. And you know, I'm not perfect either now. But the thing is this: what he said was, these people just spend everything damn near they have. They look at it like a big paycheck. Okay, so what you're supposed to do, and this is from, you know, listening to a CPA accountant. I think he's based out of Missouri, St. Louis. I think St. Louis is like 2 hours away. About about two and a half, 3 hours away from me. I've been to St. Louis a couple times. The thing is this: you gotta pay yourself a monthly salary. You cannot spend all of that. You got $20 million contract, or you get a lottery for $50 million. They give you 30 million. You gotta put at least half of that money away off top. This is what they don't tell you. But ain't nobody gonna play. Ain't nobody gonna listen to this. Ain't nobody gonna listen. So I can say, and this is free advice, but ain't nobody gonna listen either way. But the thing is this: you already got $30 million. It's right there. Put about half of it, 15, in the best financial instruments you could fucking find. I don't care if it's a CD. I don't give a fuck if it's a UIL or IRA. Whatever you can find that gives you your best bang for your buck. You put that money away, and you get a monthly contribution. Meaning, you can even just put it in a fucking a high yield savings account, and just basically every month. Okay, how much you think you want every month? All right, you want 15 grand. Is 15 grand enough for you? Nah, I want 30 grand. Okay, you want 30 grand. Okay, you do the math. Okay, 30 grand is about, roughly about $360,000 a year. If my math does me correctly. So you want $30,000 times 12. Yeah, $360,000 a year. Okay, so that's about the salary of a lawyer that made partner, a junior partner at a law firm. All right, bet. That's what you want. Okay, you got to understand, how long is that gonna last? That's another thing, because you got 15 million in there. So then you take that $360,000 and you divide that by $15 million. Then you're gonna make money off of interest. So it's gonna last you about 24 years. 24 years, you're gonna get about 360, and that's just the money that you have in your account. You don't touch it. You still got another $15 million that you can go give your money a little bit to your family members. You go buy that car that you wanted, or cars, buy those houses that you want, the clothes that you want, go to the vacations you want. You can do all of that. And it's not even, I guess that is blow money, but what happens is it's just greed. It's really it's greed. People blow the money, and then even if you set them up with some type of savings account or whatever, where they get monthly contributions every month, or a monthly payout, they're gonna go tap into that because they get greedy. They get really greedy, undisciplined, and they just start going through shit, just going through money. And that's what typically happens. If you need video footage, let me know. I'll show you a prime example of that. I.e., insert here, North Carolina chick that won the lottery. Her mom gave her the lottery ticket, and I think it was like over $100 million. He had a boyfriend that basically was in and out of jail. I could pull up that video for you. But anyways, that's what people do. And it's like, yeah, just people are just not disciplined, and they don't know what to do with money. They never had it. It just all of a sudden came to them. And that's usually not how people make money. People don't get all of a sudden money. People make money over time. They grow it, and they compound their money over time. That's usually what happens. So let's look at the latest news. Let's see what's going on in the world, in the financial world as well. Let's see what's going on. See if anything catches my attention. And yeah, I drop the link in case anybody wants to actually talk about anything in the markets or anything like that. All right, so let's go back to this. Let's go back here. So I don't really see anything that really catches my eye. Not yet. This kind of catches my eye a little bit. Tyson. So this is Tyson Chicken. It's up 9%. One of the things I do notice from, one of the things about DoorDash is you do a lot of grocery deliveries. If you're trying to make money, which I do make money in DoorDash, I make pretty good money. Like, I don't want to ever diminish, that, and actually speaking of, I'm going to talk prize about DoorDash. I've already on a tear. Tyson Foods, let's see here. So they were up, they're up about 8-9%, You see the market, you see the market changes, the market goes up and down, man, like constantly down. All right, so they own Jimmy Dean sausages. Okay, that's interesting. They said their adjusted operating income is to rise to 22% in fiscal year 2025. Okay. One of the things I noticed though is a lot of people buy a lot of these like Tyson chicken nuggets. They buy this stuff. Okay, I don't necessarily eat them. I'm coming up as a kid, my mom used to buy a lot of chicken patties and stuff like that, but I'm not really that necessarily a fan, but a lot of people eat a lot of chicken products from Tyson, so see, one of the things about this is one of the things that I like. Oh, what's going on, bro? Oh, I gotta put my headphones on because I can't even hear myself. So let me put my headphones. Let me put my headphones on, man, so I can actually hear you.
What's good, bro? I am that $50,000 that I told you about. I'm actually on the line with customer service right now. Getting that, so
audio
I might have
settings
to mute in a second.
Let's see here. There we go. All right. Hello. What's going on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear
I
hear a phone call. Yeah.
Hi, Scott. This is Alonzo Hall, agent number 00051794. So do you have the policy number pulled up that I just entered?
No, the policy number did not come through.
Okay, it is an annuity. It's F as in Frank 0015499AA.
Thank you. Be just a few moments.
Yeah, you actually hear me. I'm about to get that 50 racks for my client right now. Yes, sir. Can you tell me the current balance that he has in the annuity?
Value $496. $37,866.69.
Okay. And he is looking to take a loan of approximately 50,000, I guess, for another opportunity that he has. I'll need, I guess, the paperwork and what the processes and steps are for that.
Okay. Let me look at the loan available.
So he'd have to take the withdrawal.
Partial withdrawals.
My hope is to avoid the taxable event.
Yeah, it doesn't have a loan available, so it would have to be a partial withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
And right now there's $37,268.29 remaining on the penalty-free amount.
So the 37,000 he would be able to take out penalty free, and then the other 13,000 would be taxable.
Well, it's going to be taxable based on the cost basis. This would be based on the penalty-free amount. So this would, anything over $7,268.29 would be subject to
10%.
surrender charge and market value adjustment charge. So, in addition, that there, whatever gain there is taxable, but on the cost basis, it's $497,131. So the gain is not much. So it's very low in tax amount, but surrender charge and market value adjustment charge would also come into play.
So I know he's looking to, before the weekend, have exact figures. So he's looking to do, I guess, a real estate purchase. And he needs about 50K. So I'm trying to give him the best advice on numbers, as opposed to his life policy doing the collateral assignment. Because I don't want him to use that for this. He has another real estate purchase overseas that he's looking to do the collateral assignment with. So I'm looking to get just 50,000 liquid for him to do this investment. Can you tell me the numbers that would be with when he takes the 50,000, so I can inform him of the specific numbers?
I can order those, so I can order what the market value adjustment and the surrender charge would be, along with the taxes. So there's a $50,000 net that he needs. And the fall taxes, is that what he wants?
Yes.
10% federal.
Yeah. And then he's under 59.5, so I'm assuming the MVA and the additional 10% will also accrue.
It's not qualified, so
Okay.
you won't look at that. So that's not won't be a factor in terms of when they do the calculation. There won't be a penalty. It's just the surrender charge and market value adjustment charge with Americas that would be calculated for the penalty.
So would he be paying both the MVA and the surrender, or just the MVA?
Paying both.
Okay.
So both. But it's anything over the $37,268. So because he needs a $50,000 net, we'll calculate that for him.
Yes.
So it'll show you, okay, here's the $50,000 net. Here's what we withheld with taxes, market value adjustment, surrender charge, and gross withdrawal.
Okay. And you can email that to me?
I can order that today. So what's the email you'd like to send to?
Alonzo Hall 374@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll order that. I would allow 1 to 2 business days to get that quote.
Okay. And then are you able to look at the life policy as well?
Yeah, I sure can. What's the policy number?
Okay, that's going to be I 006877N.
Okay. All right. I have the policy pulled up here.
Okay.
Next Universal Life.
Yes. And so as I'm looking at it, it looks like he has a net cash value of 34,205.
Correct. Yes.
And then the account value, or what he's able to borrow against, is that's the account value of the 40,988.
No, that's essentially the gross
The
value
growth.
for surrender charge.
Okay.
So it's majority of the net cash value, which is 13,833 approximately.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's available for a loan or partial surrender.
Okay. I'm just trying to see right now what our best option is. As far as everything's going there. I might have to change his oh no, it's a New York policy, right? Or is this a New Jersey policy? I believe this is a New Jersey, or is this New York? This is a New York policy, right? I don't even recall.
Right.
Okay, yeah, it's Emeritus Life in New York. I should have. Well, he had the house in Jersey afterwards. I should have had him get the life in Jersey because we get better interest on the life. And then if you could just explain to me, so the loan amount, the interest rate is 3.5%, but new money in is growing at 4%.
Let me take a look here. That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so in essence, if he takes a loan, he's technically not even paying interest. He's just getting 0.5% interest.
Look here. So yeah, right. The 3.5. I'd have to look to see what the loan would calculate to see if it's what the net cost would be, but that's what it looks like. Yes.
So that's crazy. So in essence, he could basically be getting a loan where he's actually getting interest on it. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm just. Oh man, I love insurance. I'm sorry. What was your name again, buddy?
Yeah.
Scott. And then Scott, I have I'll call back later with that because I have to do a reinstatement. Or actually, for a reinstatement, is there a specific email I can send the paperwork to?
Set it to client
Mm-hmm.
services
Mm-hmm.
at Americas.com.
Alrighty. And then just put policy number and stuff in the subject.
Yeah, just attachment and then policy number, just reinstatement form.
Thank you so much, Scott.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
What's going
Sorry.
on, man? What was that, man? No, I was intrigued, man. I was like, man, I'm talking about investing. Shoot, you talking about money? You make, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You talking you directly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a little money invested, but damn me, shit, God, dog.
Well,
You
this
know?
is a
So you
smaller
get a
account.
commission off of, you get a commission even if a client takes money out.
No.
You oh
No. If I was doing investments, I would get money regardless of what the client did. This I don't get anything for, but what I get is a loyal customer or a loyal client who then refers me to other clients.
oh, got you.
Right. So I make
Right,
sure to
right.
take care of them because when people with money, he's already introduced me to a couple of millionaires, right? And so why the fuck would I not take care of a millionaire when he's got other millionaires he hangs with, and then he's gonna take? It's just like in high school when you get your Jimmy sucked on by a shorty under the bleachers. You're gonna tell your boys about it so she could do it to them.
Yeah. I was hanging with the one of my homies. He played basketball for a JUCO. And then next thing you know, I'm with all of the hoopers. We hanging out, you know.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I totally
Yeah.
understand.
So
But
what happened
yeah.
there? If you
Mhm.
don't, in fact, let me see. If I can do this without showing the client's name, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up the annuity.
You did that on your live stream already.
Yeah.
Uh
Oh no, that was a different
oh,
one. Yeah,
oh,
these are different clients.
oh, okay. Okay.
So here, let me see if I can share this with you.
All right.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying, like I said, I want to do it without sharing his name, obviously.
Right.
But this is an investment he has here. Okay.
Okay.
So if you'll notice here, so we had a couple of things going on. So there's basically $500,000 there, right? And if he would cancel it today, he'd get 436,000 because there's a 10-year surrender fee. So we keep it in there for 10 years without you, you know, and if you cancel within that 10 years, there's going to be some pain in the premium. As you notice, initially, you know, he started with 250,000, and now it's at almost 500,000, and this was back in April of 2022.
Right.
Right. His last premium, because we do this thing called the systematic withdrawal. So every year on August 15th, we pay him $12,500 from this. Right. And then basically he keeps 2,500 and puts 10,000 back in just so he can have some play money.
Okay.
So this literally goes to what you were saying about those athletes. Because think about it, you know they can definitely put substantially more than $250,000 in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably 10x that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They could put $2.5 million in there. Easy.
Yeah.
Right? So that means that every year on August 15th, they got $125,000. That's pretty much a new G-Wagon every year.
Yeah.
Or maybe not a G-Wagon, but maybe a G-Wagon is closer to 200 and change. But 125,000, that's a new E-Class every year.
Yeah. Or Hermes purse, or what are they?
Yeah.
What is a Birkin? Get a wife a Birkin or whatever.
Yeah. Or every year they could buy a property in the hood.
Shit. You said how much? 120? Oh yeah. With today's prices, yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It boggles my mind. Even hood houses is like 100 grand. Cause in the Midwest, hood houses was like 50,000 or less few years ago.
Yeah.
Now to get a hood house is over 100 grand because the market went up so crazy. It's still like it still boggles my mind. But yeah, you're right.
So let's see what I want to show. I'm not going to show the accounting history. I'm not going to show the surrender history.
Man, you already showed quite a bit. Shoot. I'm like, damn, that's pretty interesting.
And this is insurance products, even though it's quote unquote an investment because it's a retirement account. But this is an insurance product.
Yeah.
Right. So I was asking them, listen, I want to take a loan of 50,000. They won't let him take a loan. So because I don't want him to have to pay taxes. But I remembered that this is non-qualified. So he's not going to have to pay the IRS anything in terms of we're just going to pay it up front for him. Right. So, you know, there would be a 10% penalty fee, 10% penalty free. So he could take basically 37,268 out. But then there's a market value adjustment of 24,000 that would be charged to him. So to get to that 50,000, it's another 13,000. So I want them to send me the exact numbers so I can send him the exact numbers and let him know, listen, we got to take a withdrawal. It won't tax you, but you're going to be able to put this money back anyway when your investment comes back. So if I show I'm not going to show index credits because, oh, that's right. I am going to show index credits. So, for example, on April 15th of 2024, he got from an index credit from the S&P 500 for basically what he takes out in August, right? $11,948. So $600 less than he takes out. But then in September, he also got another $800 credited. I don't know if you can see that. I just realized I'm only on one screen.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. All right. Well, I'm going to show the interest rate detail then. Hold on. Let me stop this screen. And I'm sorry to hijack.
No, I'm not like these other motherfucking dudes, man. I know what the making money intrigues me. So I mean, if somebody is doing something, it really is adding to whatever I was talking about, if nothing less. Like,
so we have them in two sectors, right? So we have them with the S&P 1 year point to point. So that follows 1 year, right? And so as of April 15th, with 100% participation rate, but a 4.9% cap rate. So the index value was $5,061.82, right? That's basically what he got for it, right? And again, these numbers aren't huge, but again, this is why I say even in things, and you've said yourself, even in things when we're talking about like options, you need a few more zeros.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because off of 250,000, he got $5,000. Right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So for it to really make sense, you often need a few more zeros.
Yeah.
On the sector rotated daily RC2 1 year point to point, which is a 5%, 715. He was at 170% participation rate, no cap. Got him $227. Right? But this is on, well, this is how he has a $500,000 balance, because we put 250 in one and then 250 in another. So he has two different index crediting strategies. And the S&P Rotator RC 1 year point to point was that 2 months later, not even a whole full 2 months later, his participation went up, but they also credit him on the 10,000 that he put back into the policy. So every dollar you put in, you're getting more interest. So what I told him was, listen, every time you take out, what you don't spend, put right back in it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we take from the first 250 and then we put to the second 250. And so the second 250 has a higher participation rate, right? Because there's no cap on the participation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going based on whatever the sector rotator does. So as of November 2024, the sector rotator only did $233, but he's going to get 180% of that. Right? The Russell 2000, he's not in. The Morgan Stanley International, he's not in. Right? The S&P, he's getting the interest credit at a cap of 4.9%, 100% of that 4.9% of that 5,000. So, this is, and it'll show you the index date, how much you made, the index date, how much you made, right? 11/1/23, 218. So again, and your average American ain't got a balance of 500,000 or damn near 500,000.
Right. Yeah.
And with this big ass balance, somebody would be, damn, 500,000. And I'm sitting here telling him he said to me, listen, the people I hang with, because he was one of my first big customers. I was like, damn. He said, bro, this is nothing. Wait till you see the people I hang with that I introduce you to. I am a small fry compared to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. That's why I said earlier, when you go to a certain level, you can't have to be more quiet.
Yeah.
Because the common person ain't gonna. It's just gonna blow their mind if your lifestyle and your reality will blow their mind. Because, like, for example, you know, it's people that make that what you just showed me, that 500,000
Mhm.
bef-
In a
on
day.
their trades before lunch.
Hmm.
Before they start cooking lunch. They usually start cooking lunch about 10, 10 or so o'clock.
I know a
Um,
guy lives here in Darien, Connecticut, that black man. And he's
yeah,
just like me. He because he's like, yo, in these circles, I'm the only one who look like me. I come in wearing my blue bandana, my heavy jeans and everything, talking patois, Jamaican hard body. I come in the he drives a bright red fire engine red Ferrari, right? And he keeps telling me, he was like, man, you need to come over here with me. Listen, bro, I want to stay in my insurance lane because I'm risk avertant. So I don't want those risks, right? Because he takes big wins. He takes some big ass wins, but guess what else he takes?
big losses.
Exactly.
Today is I ain't gonna lie. Today is a losing day. I mean, I didn't beat the markets today because I
Mhm.
went in. I went in on Spirit Airlines, but the thing is the difference is, and I'm gonna go back to Tyson. The difference is, basically, I made a little of the. Let me go back. Let me go back to, because Yahoo kind of shows a little bit better this shows more detail. This is advanced. Okay, Yahoo is more for like user friendly folks. This actually is this is what hedge fund guys, what serious, pattern day traders use right here. Finviz. This is just for kind of like, it's geared toward
Average consumer.
uh kind of like more hobby investors. So for example, I've been holding this in my other account for a while, but I speculate it's gonna go back up. Not Shopify. Shopify is good too, but it's more pricey. It's more pricey than even at 24%. It made 24% in one day.
Damn, they really are
Okay,
trying
I
to
mean, I'm not
have you lag. Talking this money shit.
cool, but I'm just saying, like, uh yeah, it's crazy, the amount of percentages, like, some things that some things make. I probably have to put in Spirit, because it's actually
They brought you back to
uh
Shopify.
no, it's my connection is lagging a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I
And
say
it
you talking
shouldn't
this
be.
money shit. They trying to lag you down.
Yeah. This is we this is definitely counter counter narrative of what conversations. I mean, this is totally different. This is why I did this, because it's totally different than what is norm. It's out
Hmm.
of the no ordinary, and it's definitely needed, because this is how you get to the money. A lot of people do have money. Even trap dudes, they got money. They just don't. They don't necessarily. They just don't really know what to do with their money. But this is 1 month. The 1 month chart again. Hopefully this will populate. But my connection, and this never does this. It's only because I'm live streaming. But 91%, I got that. But it
Hmm.
was like you say, the zeros matter. Didn't have enough zeros and commas by it, but I'm grateful for what I made. So the thing is let me look at the 5 day. So as you can see, the 5 day is even is 23%. So uh, let's let's just do math, just regular standard business math. Okay, how much would it cost to have 100,000 shares of this? Okay,
At
at,
$3 a
it
share.
wasn't at that price. It was 279. It was 279. Uh, it was actually 275 a week ago. It was like what you say, Bobby Schmurda, about a week ago, about a week ago. Like,
Yeah,
okay, so times 100,000 shares, 275,000.
275 million.
About what old boy got in one of those indexes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you take 275,000 shares. I mean, 275. It's gonna cost $275,000. Okay, so we're gonna go 100,000 shares. Okay, zeros and commas. Now you're gonna times that by today's price of the real time price of $3.09. Okay, so it's at 309,000. So basically, hold that $275,000.
Minus the 309.
Actually, no, $309,000 minus 275. So you made $34,000 in a week. This is the power of
Them
commas and
zeros and
zeros
commas.
and putting it in the right place.
Okay.
So what typically is what a year's salary for about roughly about 40,000 Americans, you make that within 1 week. Now, I know people that got money like that. I know people that got 200 have the ability to pull out $275,000 or whatever, $200,000 to make this happen too, and they don't do it because they either their wife got them by the balls or some other bullshit. They don't believe whatever. But this is the reality. Like, with some commas and zeros. Now, what I made, take that comma out and take those three zeros out. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean,
No, I'm
I'm
not.
underdog.
I'm just
You know what
laughing
I'm
at the way
saying?
you said it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I get it. But the thing is that I'm in the mix.
Yeah.
My hopefully my stories, will be even much greater, but later or whatever. But the thing is this, man, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is just 1 week. It's not even 1 week, it's 5 days.
Right.
So this is the power of commas and zeros, again, putting it in the right place. Now, I'm gonna go back to Tyson. One of the things before you got that very, very important phone call, one of the things that I noticed about this particular chart here, I call this a roller coaster stock chart. It's going up and down and up and down, but the key thing it is it's going up. The trend line is right here, you know, um, and it's going up, and it's actually going up in real time. Now, the thing is that stocks like this is how you really make money. And I taught a couple people in my Patreon about this a few years ago, and they definitely told me they made some money. But I said I was going to talk about DoorDash.
I know you had a Patreon.
I used to. I don't have it anymore.
Mhm.
But the thing is this is what's going on with DoorDash. Now let's look at the year over year. Now, all of those cheap, deliveries, they, basically hosing out, um, people, trying to make some charges that I don't take. Don't care how lower my rating goes. They're making money off of it. They're making a lot of money off of it. Now, their 52-week high
Making
and
that.
low is $90 to $176. Now, basically, you do the math here. Again, it doesn't matter. I mean, the price does matter, but it still remains the same. Okay, take just take 270. So you divide that by the 52-week range low, $90.87. So this is how many shares you could buy. So you could buy about 3,026 shares. Okay, so you're gonna take that, and we're gonna $175.90. This is how we get that. Okay, so we made $257,000 and $545 for grandma. Okay, because we used her money properly, and we done doubled it pretty much. Actually, more than doubled it, tripled it. So I mean, actually not tripled it, but we made about 0.34% or 3/4 of the money we put in.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. And how hard is it to predict that DoorDash is going to go up?
I mean, not really.
How many people order DoorDash? How many people deliver DoorDash? I mean, it's not rocket science,
Right.
But I mean, I'm not besmirching anything, but you got to understand. The thing is that the money that's in 401ks and whatnot are from account holders that are used to trade. And these are the types of things that they're trading. DoorDash, all of these other stocks that are making tons and tons of money, which they should be. And the thing, what if you had the money to just put into this shit directly? That's what I be thinking every fucking day. Like, damn, what if, it'll be a beautiful thing. But you don't necessarily have the money as well to put into there. They have it. So the thing is this, it's better to have some type of financial instrument than no instrument whatsoever. We all know what happens to we see what happened to old boy that dated LeBron James' mom. She I mean, Delonte West.
Yeah.
You how many people are messed up like that used to play sports, I mean, your mental illness, if you're mentally ill, it's not gonna matter if you got a whole bunch of money, unfortunately. That's why I
Right.
put health over everything. It doesn't
HOE.
matter
HOE.
if you're fucked. Yeah, if you are messed up mentally, it helps if you to get the best care if you have money.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know who was in his inner circle. If in cases like that, you gotta get someone to become a power of attorney and just kind of take over. Sometimes the powers of attorney actually abuse the person that they're supposed to be taking care of.
Ain't that the
Kind
truth?
of looks like that's what's going on with Wendy Williams situation.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, know a little bit about that, or know a little bit more about that, or something. Or
So the difficulty, I had a potential client who had this very similar situation. She had I think she had one annuity that was like 800. Altogether, she had a couple $1,000,000. And she was getting up in age. And, she was an older person. So, older people don't like these digital transactions. So
Yeah.
she was going to the bank and withdrawing large quantities of money almost daily. But it wasn't that she was going to the bank. She was being brought to the bank to withdraw large quantities of money, if you catch my drift. Right? And it was a relative of hers who was bringing her to the bank to withdraw large quantities of money. So Wells Fargo then said, well, you need this power of attorney. And she made another senior citizen her power of attorney. And then Wells Fargo was like, oh, we're shutting it down on both of you. So now she ended up in a predicament where she was unable to pay regular household bills and got foreclosed on her house because Wells Fargo wouldn't release her money to her or her power of attorney. And it's fucked up because they were like, well, you have to prove competence. And that's, I think, what's going on with Wendy Williams. Damn. He had an eyelid. He had to have a life insurance trust.
He had all kind of shit, man. Probably. I mean, he probably had all kind of stuff rolled into that.
He definitely had investments. Real estate, I promise you. Right? I didn't know he had that many kids.
Oh man, I think he got more than that. I heard he got like 22, but I don't know. I mean, you gotta think, man. How long has he been rich and famous? Now, allegedly, he has been, quote unquote, kind of out of the closet, but you know what I'm saying, whatever. But the thing
ain't got
is,
shit to do with the fact that nigga got money.
yeah. I mean, a lot of black dudes be bi. They be like, they not straight, but they go with both. They like women and men, but
that's them
you
jail
know,
niggas.
yeah, it's some stuff like that. But yeah, you gotta think though, right? He been rich and kind of like famous since what, the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, like in the music industry, like come on, those are see, like I ain't gonna I'll just say it like this. People have their like showcase family and then it's like you just got to understand the nights, the parties, all those sexual escapades over the decades,
Yeah.
state to state to state, I mean, who knows how many
Shit,
kids.
state to state, country to country.
Yeah, right, country to country. I forgot about country. Like, you just don't like me. Women know who their kids are. Men will never know who our children are because we're like farmers. We just spray our seed. We don't know where it lands. I mean,
Right.
we got an idea, but we don't see the conception. We don't know what happened. We know we had a good time. We had a lot of time, a lot of whatever, but we don't know the actual children. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. You don't know. Like
Yeah.
women are only ones that know exactly because they birth the children. But men don't know how many kids actually they have per se.
Yeah.
Unless they were using rubbers like 100% of the time. Like I
That
remember,
never happens.
yeah, I remember when I was like, before I was like probably my 20s, my late 20s, when I started like kind of, you know, going towards the ODB side of the game. Um, Before that, mostly all of my situations was rubber related, and I know for a fact that you know I ain't got that many out there because I was just almost consistently
Nigga,
like
I was
that.
raw dog Ricky. I ain't gonna hold you. There's
Yeah.
some kids who look like me, and I'm like, I ain't that baby daddy.
uh
Mm.
yeah. It's the dude I used to roll with in high school. One of my homies from high school. He started early and he started like right away. Like dude was in like he was like 17, 16, like absolutely just I mean just having a good time. But like dude has him and his brother. They got his brother had made some type of connection with the 'cause it was a girl that lived next door to his dad's house, his older brother's house, dad's house, and his older brother was living there, and he used to go next door and get it on with her, and he got a son that came to a barbecue, looked
Mhm.
just like him,
Damn.
and he hadn't seen him, and he was a teenager at the barbecue, and my homie, in his old neighborhood, he used to go see a chick after after school. She allegedly got a son that looked just like him, and but they don't know, you know what I'm saying, like exactly what happened or whatever. That's his son, but it looked just like him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of situations like that, and then you don't never know. Like the one chick that you left the club
Yeah.
with or whatever, all it takes is one experience, man, one load, and that's it, man. That's
Yeah.
enough. That's enough, man, to do it for sure. You know what I'm
You
saying?
ain't
So
lying.
I mean, he's got like a lot of time people had a showcase family, and then you don't know how many other kids, man. They know, but they claim they got some they claim, they got some they don't know about. It's like they not necessarily from marriage, so it's like all the kings from old have had the same reality. They had bastard kids, quote unquote, not to besmirch anyone, but
Right.
they had basically kids out of wedlock. That's the common term. Excuse me for saying a old term from the fucking Middle Ages. But I don't believe in bastard children. I just think that it's just kids that you weren't married with. I mean, you just had it's natural. But I mean, yeah, he has 7 kids and they got $80 million a piece. The surprising thing is I didn't know he had that much money.
Oh yeah, he was up there.
I thought he had like 200 million or something, but apparently, you know what I'm saying? Like that's way more than what I thought he had. I mean, of course, it probably grew, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, no,
okay,
they would have
if
probably put that into his net worth, right? Unless it
uh-huh.
was in a trust. Because a lot of
Uh-huh.
people who we don't think are billionaires are, but there's not that wealth in their name, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and again, believe it or not, 80 mil
He got
in
a he
life.
had a $500 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What 80 mil? What? Let me do the math on that now. Hold on.
560 million. I just did it.
560 million?
Yeah.
80 million times 7. If I do 80, what times 7? Yeah, that's 560 million. So
But
that's
it makes
easy.
sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Just off the thriller catalog alone, the production that he did with Michael Jackson
Yeah.
should net him that. And I'm pretty sure that's most of what that is. And then he's produced for other people, like you said earlier, masters, all kinds of different music catalogs he helped create it. His catalog is crazy going back to the 1950s, so he
But
used to
remember what we talked about the other day on my stream, right?
yeah.
Why would he do that when he could just run through that money while he's alive instead of hoarding most of that and letting it sit there? And with a simple life insurance policy, maybe he spends $5 million, right?
Hmm.
So let's see, what's that? 5 times 7, right? So he spent $35 million, right?
Mhm.
To leave 560 million. Is that a bet you would take?
Yeah. See that off $560 million, the interest alone, you comfortable. Like, I mean, $560 million off of, let's just say, the little generic interest rate they give you at a bank. I mean,
0.01.
that's $22 million a
Yeah.
year. Like people, I mean, that's like people just can't really, it just blows their mind to even think about anything. I mean, of course, I mean, what did he have to do to make this? He had to be the most legendary music producer in world history. I mean, to make that amount of money.
Right.
And he was black. You talking about segregated Jim Crow, 1950s. He came up, so if he was white, he probably would be probably worth like maybe 10 billion, or less, or maybe 5 billion. You know what I'm saying? He had all, I'm sure he faced all kind of, coming from Chicago, black guy from Chicago, I'm sure he faced all kind of discrimination and different issues and stuff like that in boardrooms and trying to get deals together and stuff like that. So um the thing is that, yeah, can you live off of, let's see, can you live off of $1 million a month? A million eight, 1,866,000 a month? Is that enough for you a month?
No, I
to
cannot. I
for
cannot deal with that. That is not enough money.
That's not enough.
No,
Okay.
I need a bazillion dollars a month. What are you talking about? This is America. I
Yeah,
mean, come
yeah.
on, 50 Cent's son only gets $6,700 a month from him. What is this? I'm like, you
Man.
know how many niggas ain't gonna see that in their life?
Right. Let alone a month, and let alone in their lifetime. Like, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I mean, it's I'm not gonna say it's possible. I mean, because to be a legendary producer like Quincy Jones, like you talking about, the closest person to that is maybe Kanye. I mean, he technically had 1 billion, but he Quincy, this was quiet. You didn't
Yeah,
even know Quincy. You thought probably Quincy. You didn't even know Quincy died. Like, he was like, "What? Quincy died? What? I haven't heard from him." You
yeah,
know, that's how you supposed to be. Like when I said earlier, wealthy people are generally quiet. Like, that's how that works. Like, I mean, people already know about the Jews and this and that and all that. They already know about that. You saying it, it's not, it doesn't, I mean, you have your own freedom of speech and I believe in that, but like, you saying it doesn't mean anything like you think it is going to mean. Like,
right.
you basically, like, that's kind of different. What I mean by quiet is just kind of not exposing how wealthy you are and how you make it, how easy your actual financial life is, because you have so much money, and you make and you see how, again, how easier it is to make money once you already have money, right?
Yeah,
We could call it the common zero effect. The thing is that, like, what he was doing was more or less talking about maybe political activism, talk, and that's a little different. I understand it. Elon does it. A couple like quote unquote rich people do that. They're able to be insulated, because they have certain privileges as well.
right.
But it's like, yeah, even still, Quincy, how quiet was Quincy? Quincy was so quiet, you ain't even know he had all that money.
Yeah,
He was quiet as a mouse. Like, you ain't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had no idea. And that's kind of how that go. You want to talk about no politics? no politics, no political activism. He wasn't talking about how he make his money. I mean, he did actually do that in the interview. He said he used to write down numbers on a napkin. He used to write down invoices for songs that he produced on a napkin, and he
Yeah.
didn't charge that much, back in the 50s and 60s. But I mean, he wasn't talking about nothing, man. Really, he was very, very quiet, and he was putting in work, but again, like he wasn't probably dealing with no mental illness, you know what I'm saying, like that or whatever. Sometimes people need to sleep. They need to go to sleep, and not permanently, but when you lose in sleep, you start get certain things happen, and you get psychotic and shit like that. That's what took out Michael Jackson and Prince. He couldn't sleep. He had problems sleeping. And it's like, yeah, that some people need, like, if I got around Kanye, man, I can help him out. I can help him sleep. And I ain't got to give him no propofol or no shit like that, or whatever that doctor gave Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to give him none of that shit. So it's just getting around the right people and just helping, having the right people on your team. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the right people in your inner circle help you out. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely need that. But you know what? So this is the thing. And because some things like this, I wonder how verifiable they are, right? When we're looking at the numbers.
Mhm.
Because this speaks to a couple of things. It speaks of like licensed financial professionals, and the reason I harp on the licensure is because of checks and balances, right? Like I said, that nepo baby yuppie who comes and scams, Waka Flocka, was able to get into the room with Waka Flocka because he's a nepo baby and his uncle is Leo Cohen.
Oh, okay.
Right? You get the idea.
Yeah.
But he's not going to do that he's not going to do to Britney Spears' family what he's going to do to Waka Flocka's family.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, prime example, was it Gladys Knight or Aretha Franklin? One of them who passed, right? And they didn't have a will.
Oh, Aretha
right?
Franklin.
Yeah. Now, that becomes public information in terms of what you've left to someone.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a will, there's really no way you can find out how much he left his kids unless they say it, right? If he had life insurance and or a will, life insurance, nobody can find out because nobody knows what you get. If you have it in a trust, that's kind of another way. But when you have a will, and even when you have a trust, you still need to have a will because it dictates who gets what and how much of it they get. So otherwise, this is not public information. Right? So it's a great storyline, right? Not to poo-poo whatever source it came from. But my question would be, how verifiable is this? Because if it was through probate, then his net worth isn't showing that to be able to leave that and pay probate and estate taxes, right? To leave 80 mil a piece, I promise you he had life insurance. Let me explain to you why. I got to Google it because I'm not sure what the estate tax limit is, but I think it's like 14 million. Estate tax limit 2024 13.6 million in Connecticut. What state was Quincy
He's in
Jones?
California.
He was in California?
Yeah.
So it's going to be about
because
the
that
same
reason
as,
I know. I mean, I'm not for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so 14.6 million. See, how much can you inherit in California without paying taxes? Oh, there's no inheritance tax in Connecticut. I mean, in California. That's strange, but that's not estate tax. Because there's always an estate tax, because there's federal estate tax. It says California is one of the states that does not have an estate tax. However, there are other taxes that may apply to your wealth or property if you die. I thought so. Okay, it's the tax exemption. So it's 13. Yeah, it is 13.61 million for singles, and then 27.2 million for couples. Right? So leaving 80 mil a piece, that leaves a big ass tax burden on each one of them. Right? And you would think, oh, well, 80 million, you should be good. Yeah, but remember, there's a lifestyle and things that they're used to. And, you know, so one of the things, right? I'll give you an example. My adopted brother got married in Miami in 2019 or 2020. I can't remember the year now. During the COVID-19. And me and my wife and my mother flew out to Miami to go, you know, be the people representing his side of the family.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And no, he didn't die. He got married.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Congratulations. Okay.
You might say sorry to hear that anyway. Listen, marriage is a beautiful thing.
No, it's cool, man. As long as you got a plan, it's like it's I ain't gonna say yeah, it's very similar to business. You gotta be it helps if you have resources, you know, like
Yeah,
anything.
but
You could insulate yourself. I mean, even if it's putting some money in a garbage bag, a few garbage bags, and putting it, you know, in your grandma's backyard in
man,
case.
so he
Uh,
when we went out there, he was we were drinking and stuff, and he was drunk, and he was like, yo, you know, we had a nice situation where we were living here in Connecticut, me and my wife. And, you know, bills was coming in and shit was struggling. Now, what were we paying for rent? We were living in a house that was owned by my uncle's boyfriend. Right? Yeah, I said it, my uncle's boyfriend. And so we didn't have to pay a shit ton of money. That's why we left New York, because New York rent was becoming too expensive. We were paying thousands and thousands of dollars a month. When we moved here to Connecticut, our rent went from what was it like $2,400 a month to half. So we're paying about $1,100 a month. And my brother goes in his drunken stupor, listen, man, I know what you guys pay for rent. Your wife alone makes more than me and my wife combined. Y'all should be living off the high horse. And the problem is, what I realized is people are looking at, for just my wife, because I did $174,000 myself, but that's commission. Commission is never the same. I might make $174,000 and then make $4,000 this year, right?
Shit,
But
I made that. I made 100,000 last year. I'm unless I make about unless I make a shit ton of money in a month or two, it ain't
yeah.
happening. What I made last year, I don't even know what I made this year. Definitely wasn't
Yeah.
100 grand. Over
I ain't
100
nowhere
grand.
near that this year.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Last year was one of my better years. I did 174 grand. It was a good year. Right? This year, definitely not. But that's commission for you. Right? Like you mentioned earlier, working on commission, you don't make a sale, you don't make $1. Right?
Yeah.
But he goes to me, he goes, listen, I know what your wife makes, and she makes more than me and my wife combined. And they're both retail store managers, so they're making at least $60,000 a year each. Just to kind of give you an idea of around where my wife is making.
Right.
And he's like, so y'all should be living off the high horse. And I was like, you know what? You drunk. It's your wedding. I'm not going to throw you off this fucking 17th store balcony, but shut the fuck up, because you're looking at our $100,000+ through your $60,000 lens. And yeah, you can think, and a lot of people do that. Man, if I had $80 million, I'd be da da da. You're looking at $80 million through a $10 million lens. Of course, if you had $80 million with the lifestyle of a $10 million lifestyle, $80 million, you'd be good. But they're living an $80 million lifestyle through an $80 million lens. So shit's a
Yeah.
little bit different. So I also caution people, and this is an issue with pocket watching. Shout out to JT, but this is an issue with pocket watching because, you know, people look at my $200,000 damn near, 174. I'm just rounding up, but my damn near $200,000, and they're like, man, you should be this, that, and the third. But you're looking at my $200,000 through your $56,000 lifestyle. Yeah, it looks like you could do that. You could do a bunch of shit with a $56,000 lifestyle if you had $200,000. But now do that same shit. Do that same $200,000 lifestyle with $56,000. It's a hell of a lot
In the
harder.
Northeast.
And in the North, exactly. My brother lives in fucking Miami. You live in Florida. There ain't no state tax. Everything is cheap there. Live in Connecticut or New York and then say that shit.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
But not just him. I tend to like to use real life examples. But a lot of people are looking at, oh, you have $80 million, and like I said, so now anything above that 13.6 million, there's going to be a huge estate tax issue for those inheriting it, right? Then you've got gift tax, anything above cost basis. So the way that he could leave them 80 mil, like I said, is through either an ILET or a life insurance policy, right? Because now, like I said, if he spent $5 million on 7 life insurance policies, that's $35 million he spent, and that leaves $560 million. I'll spend $3.50 to get $560.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If we break it down, let's remove the commas and zeros. Let's do the comma and zero effect. Would you spend $35 to get $560?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it kind of makes more sense. Shoot that up there, brother. Al's Herbs. Definitely get that shit. I know I've been on gotta get back to my CMOS and shit too.
Yes. CMOS is like it's like a world wonder, man. Because you could actually fast using CMOS because it's got, I think it's got like most of the nutrients you need to survive in life.
Yeah.
All in one. Like
Mm.
you could actually just drink CMOS and like and fast and lose like a whole bunch of weight, like crazy amounts of weight, because it's like CMOS, you're not losing anything. You basically get all of your nutrients, most of your nutrients in the CMOS. It's got a lot of health benefits, but yeah, I still got a lot of CMOS left. It's not really the most desired taste, but yeah,
it tastes like the ocean.
yeah, it's not the most desired taste, but it's definitely healthy for you. Most stuff that is nasty, believe it or not, I'm not gonna say most, but it's a lot of stuff is healthy for you actually. So kind of interesting, but yeah, anything that it's kind of nasty usually is healthy for you. But yeah, I don't know what his details are as far as what he made and what the actual details is, but the reason I pull it up because you was kind of talking about insurance and stuff, but like this is kind of what what that's about, leaving a legacy, leaving something for your children, so they don't have to struggle like you did. I mean, I'm sure he probably has struggle stories from living on the south side of Chicago in the 1930s and 40s, in 50s. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he has a lot of stories, you know what I'm saying? It was probably different then. I mean, it was different then, but you know, he wasn't, I don't think his family was rich, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he definitely, man, had to work for every penny of it, and he made it, you know what I'm saying? So his children have something. Now, do they have 80 million? I don't know. I just, do I believe it? Yeah, I think they probably got more, because you gotta think, like, they can make money off of interest too, off of their money.
Yeah.
And they it probably is in one trust. All of this is probably in one trust, and they get probably monthly contributions. You don't know what the details are. Um, and then they still have royalties.
Yeah.
All of those productions that he made, all of those albums that he produced. He gets royalties from that. A lot of music companies, they tried to rob black men and women of their production, of their royalties,
Mm.
because we made soulful, legendary music, but on the back end, the business side of it, people want to make money off of it and steal from artists. Uh, Sony alone has over $1 billion in royalties from artists, from Miles Davis, Michael Jackson, uh, all kind of different catalogs and stuff. What's this
Mm.
article here?
That is backing up what you were saying about the 80 million, but it says he had a $500 million fortune that he left. Um,
Okay.
which, just in that breaks down to, if you break it down by 7, yeah, that's 560 million. But then, there's final expenses, probate, estate taxes,
Mhm,
so on and so forth. So I'm looking for some kind of sources.
mhm,
Um, but keep going, because I'm definitely gonna find,
mhm, mhm.
something. There's an insurance agent who works for who sells life insurance, who's named Quincy Jones.
Yeah, his he. I mean, and he produced Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Um, he launched the hip hop magazine Vibe. Um, We Are the World. I remember that.
Yeah.
Um, Acquired TV stations. Had a broadcast company, Quest Broadcasting. Uh, Sold his Quincy Jones Entertainment for 270 million. Uh, okay. So he made a lot of business deals. He sold his custom built home for 4.5 million. Uh, Man, I mean, he's a legend. He done did all kind of stuff, man, that most people probably won't do in their lifetime. It's just a lot of stuff that he done did, man. Crazy stuff. But um, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's kind of about that time. I want to, unless you got something else you want to talk about or something, man. I pretty much, I kind of came on here to talk about the market. It's and kind of just probably try to do this a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna be on a daily basis, but at least a weekly basis, or not, or
Yeah.
whenever I feel compelled to do so. I'm definitely gonna go try to do this a lot more, because basically, black people need to invest their money. I definitely think that there's a
Mm.
need for
I got someone on the
content
show.
like this. And okay.
You could keep going while I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It's just needed. Like I say, in the cash flow quadrant, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, I added to it. This is one of the sides of the cash flow quadrant is investing. So no matter where you are in the quadrant, the investment side, it should be something that you strive
Can you
for.
put that
What
back up
people
real
think
quick?
though, okay. What people think is they think that they can't invest, they can't be in business because grandma beat you up when you were younger. She said you wasn't shit. Mama told you you wasn't shit. You weren't never gonna be shit. Your daddy told you you weren't gonna be shit. And your uncle and all. A lot of times what people do is they class beat people. I guess if that's a word, to try to maintain uh to stay in their class so you don't become greater than what you are, and then you grow up and you have lower expectations because you can't think outside of you gonna be great because your family gonna hate on you. You know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna really be able to show up to family functions because everybody gonna have a handout. All these different viruses are in your head and they make
Mm,
you think that you can't do anything. And
mm,
I'll just tell you this, I've been on every quadrant on here, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
Did you add the unemployed in System D?
yeah, I did.
Because I
Yeah.
was gonna say that System D actually works. You're a street hustler too,
Yeah,
working
yeah,
under the table.
that's what System D is. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, not I mean, you got legal and illegal System D. Technically, if you're not paying taxes, that's
yeah. It's
quote
all
unquote
illegal.
illegal. But
Yeah,
I mean, you got the guy that go sell socks on the street, that's System D.
yeah.
Um, the thing is that, technically, I mean, honestly, as some of the things I do with System D, because if you want some CBD oil and you call me and it's, whatever, 5 o'clock, I'm gonna drop you off your CBD oil, or you want some herbs from me. You think I'm paying taxes on that shit? No,
Yeah,
I'm not. It's cash under the table, baby. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Same time, I don't know you. I
Something
mean,
that you said that stood out to me. You're talking about black people wanting to invest in this is something that I get all the time. And while I appreciate it, I am not an entrepreneur. And if you'll notice, the only E up there is employee, not entrepreneur. So, entrepreneur is generally an investor, right? And, I'm self employed, right? I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
claim to be, an entrepreneur. I don't claim to be a business owner. Even though I'm in business for myself as a self employed, I'm a self employed because I don't own a system and I ain't got nobody who works for me. So
Hmm.
if I don't go out there and kill something, I don't eat, right? But an entrepreneur, the easiest way, I tell people you own a system that makes business owners buy from you as an entrepreneur, right? So you business owners work for you when you're an entrepreneur, meaning that
The entrepreneur is this left in the bottom left and top right. That's the entrepreneur quadrant. That's
eh,
business owner and self-employed.
I'd probably put it in the investor because a lot of investors like look at McDonald's, right?
Yeah, yeah,
McDonald's
yeah,
is an entrepreneur, but they're an investor because they just
yeah,
invest in
yeah.
letting people pay them to use their name.
Okay, you're right. You're right because okay, once you start to make over a certain amount of money, like let's just say you get into the commas and zeros, okay, you
Hmm.
start making a bunch of commas and zeros from trading. Well, obviously, it behooves you to start some type of basically corporation or LLC in order to get the tax benefits, the full tax benefits of actually being a actual company, because okay, you making $500,000 a year off of trading, you're gonna get a tax ding for that. Well, if you got, you have to talk to a CPA. I'm not for sure what you would want to start, but S corp or C corp or LLC. But if you start one of those, you will have you have to pay less taxes, quote unquote, than if you're sole proprietorship or just a personal with just a regular social security number.
Yeah.
So it does go there once you get to a certain level. Yeah,
Yeah.
become of course accredited investor because you have what is it to over $200,000 of basically profit or actual income that you made from
Two hundred
trading,
thousand dollars income for the last
or it's
3
not
years.
even from trading, just you just got over $200,000 of actual net or
Income.
actual income. Yeah. So
$1 million in net worth.
mhm,
But that can't that has to exclude owned real estate. So
yeah,
it can't be your house, even if your house is paid off, they can't use that in your net worth calculation for an accredited investor.
damn it.
Um, but if you have rental property, they can use that as long as there's no mortgage. So it has to be owned free and clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's good to know. That's
yeah,
very good to know because I could probably see myself doing that. Um, yeah. So yeah, it goes there once you make that money. Once you make one, it's like Lauren Hill said, and I keep saying it. It's funny how money changes the situation. You
mm,
know, um, miscommunications lead to complications, or something. I think she said that's
hmm,
how. But yeah, money changes a lot of things. And some things in a good way, some things in a bad way. You know, but it definitely changes. Um, and you just got to be ready for that change.
yeah.
Now, speaking of money, I know some people are not, I mean, I'm not, against capitalism. I've said that many times, and I made a new shirt, to, you know, it's actually why somebody was like talking about capitalism. I mean, it was just I was already doing it, but I was listening to him, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I have some new merch, I have some new t-shirts. So in case you didn't know,
T-shirt.
um, there's different types of it's different types of like capitalism. Okay, you have classical capital, and I'll talk about capitalism. I mean, okay, you got classical capitalism, which is like from basically what's the guy that I forgot the name. It's basically from the 1700s going back to even the 1500s.
Okay.
That's like classical economics. And then the argument with that is obviously how was that made? Like a lot of that was during the slave trade. Okay, a
Mhm.
lot of money was made during the slave trade, and it sprung forward a level of capitalism that climbed, that just went through the roof. Europe got extremely rich, all of his colonies and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie about that. That is the fact, that is history. Then you have neo uh, uh
Colonialism.
no neo capitalism or
Oh,
yeah, neo economics actually, and that's basically what we have now. That primarily is based off of a guy by the name of Thomas Friedman, and he was a professor at University of Chicago. And basically, you have two forms of. Let me just open it up. Because I don't want you to, I want you to actually see it, because it's two forms of philosophy when it comes to economics. One of those is the Chicago Business School of Economics, as far as particular this or philosophy of economics. And then you got different forms, but uh I'm gonna open up Wikipedia here, and it's neoclassical economics. So you got different disciplines. So let's see here. Where was I going here?
Neoclassical. Yeah. It's not
So
sharing others.
you got different schools of capitalism. One of them is Chicago business school, and then I forgot what the other one is. It's oh yeah, Keynesian economics. So you
Mm.
got the Chicago. Okay, yeah. Let me open this window up here to kind of explain this. So you got Chicago School of Economics, and that's primarily Thomas Friedman, and then you got the Keynesian economics. That's like it's like the German business school.
Mm.
Uh, and basically, this is one school of thought as far as economics. And then you got Keynesian economics, which I think this is based off of John Maynard Keynes, and
Okay, yeah.
he's I believe, let's see, where is he from?
Germany.
He's out of Cambridge.
Okay.
He's out of Cambridge. So you got a couple schools of you got the German side of it as well. You got but basically you got Keynesian economics and Chicago Business School of Economics, and like basically that's neo classical economics, and that's out of the Chicago University of Chicago. So it's
Mm.
like if you, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm you know what I'm saying? This might be more for the kind of like nepo white dudes, like what I'm saying, because if you wear this, man, people ain't average black person ain't gonna even understand you unless they probably
Yeah,
went
but
to
it's gonna look
a
fly.
Ivy
And then
League
what
school.
happened is you get the uppity Negroes who get it.
Yeah, only the like the uppity Negroes. Like my ex girlfriend, she went to an Ivy League school in the South. She definitely will understand this, but most black people would not. Most people would not even understand. What would you? They'll think that this is where you went to school.
Yeah.
They wouldn't understand it. But I get it. I mean, you got to understand. I mean, see, one of the things that Thomas Friedman used to say was that a lot of depressions and recessions are created by the government overprinting money.
Yes.
That creates a lot of depression and recessions. So the government pretty much facilitates that.
Uh, you took yourself out the screen, bro. Oh shit, he done took himself out. Well,
I
okay.
You hit the wrong button.
I was like, oh shit, what happened? He gone.
Yeah, I hit the wrong
Um,
button, but
I'm sharing my screen. This is the last thing I want to share. Um, the other one, yeah.
okay,
I don't know if you see it, my
yeah,
screen share. Yeah. So this was something that was done by Green Gorilla shortly after I had first come into the space.
yeah,
And I was talking my talk. And if you'll see,
okay,
it says corporate equities and mutual fund shares by race, because as black people, specifically black men, when I come into town, or even when you come into town talking to them, even though you're not licensed, there's some things that you've said that give me the understanding that you have an understanding of some of this shit. Number one of the things
hmm
you said was a 52-week moving average. You didn't say 52-week moving average, but you did look at the 52-week average, which is the 1 year, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's something that most niggas they don't fucking get it, right?
yeah,
You need to look
yeah,
at the Chicago School of Economics, or the Keynesian thought process of economics. So you have a deeper understanding than most Negro folk, right? But I want you to see why I'm so heavy on the licensed people, because so before I go into there's something called an S what is it? SAR, Suspicious Activity Report. I don't know if you've heard of that before. If you've
No,
heard
I ain't never heard of that.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you what an SAR is and some of the parameters of it. So you've heard of, back in the day, oh, you can't travel with $10,000, so travel with 9,999.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason you couldn't travel with $10,000 is it would trigger an SAR. If somebody found you with $10,000, they would then fill out some paperwork and send to the IRS, hey, Alonzo's traveling with $10,000. Well, we've moved into a digital world. So now what happens is when you make transactions in 1 year in aggregate of $10,000, again, within reason, generally it's with a financial company. So at a bank, an insurance company, stuff like that. If you do transactions in aggregate of $10,000, that financial institution is going to file an SAR on you and report to the IRS that they need to dig into your shit and see what you're doing, because there's some odd way that you're coming up with this $10,000. Just so you know, as of 2023, the end of 2023, they've changed the requirements of an SAR from 10,000 aggregate to 5,000 aggregate. Right? So this is also putting further tax on the IRS, because now they got to go search a bunch of baseless bullshit. Nigga got $5,000. What the fuck? He's not a fucking kingpin. Nigga, it's $5,000. But what that also does is that's why there's a minimum to invest. Generally, it's 25,000 or 10,000. Right?
Yeah.
And the reason being is because otherwise companies can't file an SAR. So if you're investing with whoever you're using, right, whatever trading platform you're using, best believe they're filling out an SAR on you. You're never gonna know about it, but they're filling one on you. So you can't even do things like a lot of people used to do tax evasion. But I play this video by Green Gorilla because it shows the ownership of equities and mutual funds by race from quarter 4 1990 to quarter 4 2020. Obviously, something that's measured every 5 years, so we don't have the numbers because it's not 2025 yet. But once we get to quarter 4 2025, I wonder how different the numbers are going to be.
Let's revisit it. Let's try to revisit it.
Yeah, but let's look.
The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification button. And please, feel free to share the video. Thank you.
So you see here, right? Quarter 4 1990, 95% white, 0% black, 0% Hispanic, 2% other. Quarter 4 1995, 95% white still, 0% Hispanic, 1% black, 3% others. This is corporate equities and mutual funds. So this is when folks be like they're investing and we got motherfuckers like Wall Street Trapper and all this shit. I get so pissed off.
Still 1%. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, man.
Quarter 4 2000.
He said take a village to raise a child. But what if the village is retarded?
I'm mad you laughed. He said still 1%. So again, Wall Street Trapper, Jay Morrison, Affinity Fraud. And this is why JT gets pissed. But let's continue. Quarter 4 2025. Right?
Still 1%?
Still 1%.
Huh?
I was part of that 1% and during that time because I had a mutual fund from Ariel Investment.
Oh, you was
Ariel
fucking with well, you did say your grandfather was with Atlanta Life Insurance, so I'm not surprised you had it with Ariel Investments. You know that's a black-owned money management
Yeah,
fund.
yeah.
Yeah. Q4 2010, 1%.
Damn, man.
Others moved to 7, 1%. Right? This is
Oh
Q4
my God.
2010. Let's keep going.
Still 1%. Then the Hispanics took over. They said, "Oh, we got y'all." And they done put a little of that cartel money in the mix. And they
Okay.
goddamn it, they overpassed it with 2%. Oh shit. That's wild, man. That is crazy.
Hold on. Wait, it gets better. Right? This is 2015.
It's still 1%. Oh my God, man. It's still
Oh.
Still 1%.
1%. Golly. And then you know what? Mutual funds, what is the like some mutual funds are very good rates. I mean, I know for a fact. I mean, some mutual like even Ariel offers like I'm just let me just kind of look and see like okay.
You
I
want to look up
just
Ariel
since you
Investment?
talk yeah, cuz like I know it's like I remember when I said earlier that anything just about that you not anything but there's a lot of different financial tools that are out there that is better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me see kind of what they got going. Cause it's like damn, I mean, you gotta think like anything just about you could make some money on.
We
So it's
investing
like,
in Gucci, bro. Or like you see in my profile picture, fucking Burberry and bullshit.
okay, let's look at some of their mutual funds. Okay. Um, let's go with
Domestic value.
Focus.
Okay, you could go to Focus. I wouldn't
Let's
say to
go
go
here.
global.
Okay. They got what is the daily? Maybe you can
That's
explain this. Daily NAV.
net asset value.
Okay. Uh monthly initial investment. Okay. Where does it say you're
Expense ratio 1%.
oh,
There's a 1% fee. Yeah, there you go.
okay.
So you want to go to the 1 year, not the year to date. Go to the 1 year.
36.07. So what is this here?
So that's their annualized percentage track record.
Oh, okay. So you'll make that
That's what
off of
their 1 year. That's kind of high, but yes, that's what their 1 year is. If you put it versus the Russell 1000 value index, right,
uh-huh.
and you put it versus the S&P 500. But mind you, a mutual fund is just it's instead of just an individual ETF.
Mm-hmm.
A mutual fund is basically the same thing as an ETF, but it's managed, and it's managed more actively than passively, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're likely going to get good returns. They've got some pretty good returns, and again, this is their 1 year moving average. So it's moved 36% in the last year, right? At the end of this month in the last year, it's moved 36%. But again, we're looking at the 52-week moving average, right? You can look at month to date, quarter to date, year to date, 1 year. If you want to look at generally to get a real idea, you want to look at their 10-year when you're looking at investing. But again, that really depends on your strategy. Most of the time, and again, I'm not devaluing what you do, but most of the time, if you're doing day trading or options and things, you're a short-term investor, right? You're not in it for the long haul. The average time horizon is 20 years. So that's why you would look at their 10-year yield, right? And so most of us are not long-term investors. Most of us are looking for, like you said, you take that, take that comment and couple of zeros off, and I'm good. And again, I'm not, diminishing what you got going on. I'm just explaining some of the characteristics of why the numbers that I showed from Green Gorilla's channel are why they are what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's like, yeah, when those cause we entertainers. And when I say entertainers, I'm talking about rappers, singers, whatever
They ain't got no
in
fucking
entertainment.
money,
Yeah,
though.
sports players, they get these contracts like what'd you say?
Athletes probably have more bread.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the people that we know, right? It could be like a lot of people other than entertainers get money, and you put $1 million in this, and pretty much it's just what it really is, to be honest. And this is kind of it really, and I haven't said this much. You know what it really is, Alonzo?
Mhm.
People don't know math. And
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
talking about algebra. I'm not talking about calculus. I'm not talking about statistics, the hard stuff. People don't know general accounting math,
Mhm.
business math. They don't know how to basically plug in what you would make off of an interest rate. Like
Yeah,
you know how to do.
36.7%. You're looking at $1 million. That's $360,700.
I mean, like, yeah, you could do that without actually even having to put the money in there. I mean, without having to um, basically you probably off the top of your head, right?
Right.
Now, $66,000, $66,000, $66,900 is what you would make year over year over a 10-year period with $1
Uh-huh.
million. A lot of people don't even make $66,000.
Yeah.
That actually was my salary when I was working at my last job. My yearly salary. I was doing a lot of other stuff. That's how I made over 100 grand. But like that's enough. Like I had to work my ass off. I was damn near a zombie every day, trying to get to that job and work that job every day, losing sleep. Like you make that off of just having a mutual fund, with $1
Yeah.
million parked in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, you probably just be one of
I'm
that
so glad
1%.
you had Airl Investments. I am so glad your grandfather is who he was. I salute to that brother.
Yeah, man. He was a Mason, man, too. He was also a Mason.
Do you know
Prince,
if
I
he was
think Prince Hall. Yeah, Prince Hall.
okay?
Yeah. So yeah, he was a brother of
Are
the
you a
light.
Mason?
No, no, I'm
Why
not.
not?
Just never joined. I just wasn't really interested. You know, I wanted to get to the money, man. I I didn't want to. I didn't. My uncle, my grandfather, I used to talk to him about it. He was like, no matter what you do, man, you still gotta get to the money. Basically, that's what he
Yeah.
said. You still gotta go to work. You know, just because you part of something don't mean. Like I met people that were broke, that were like
Masons.
bums, that
Yeah.
were like, yeah, they said, yeah, it's like it's guys. It, I mean, just because you part of an organization does not. It's not like they're gonna give you a whole bunch of money and you're gonna be rich. That's just not how that works. It's broke people in every society, part of society, and life, whether open society, closed society, secret society. It could help you, probably. I could see it helping you, with certain connections, because I know some people that were doing really well and they, you know, they told me, it's like this guy told me, he was younger than me. He was in, when I first started getting into IT, he was a young guy, about the same age I was, early 20s, mid 20s, and he was going to the lodge. He was a Mason, and he said basically he did it because he wanted to have connections. He wanted to have connections with powerful people, and try to, like, kind of like build networking, kind of in a
Yeah.
way. And yeah, he asked me if I wanted to join. I was like, no, I wasn't interested. I mean, at that time, um, yeah, it was, I was just kind of, he was the guy that kind of tripped out. He was the guy that kind of like gave me the red pill, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Pause. He can't, because this was during the time where Tariq Nasheed was actually African, and
Okay.
he was selling Hidden Colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Grifter was actually African, and I used to bootleg his Hidden Colors DVDs. I used to sell conscious DVDs and stuff, because I was like, I started listening to Bobby Hemmett and all them
Yeah.
cats, Phil Valentine, you know what I'm saying, uh, uh, Steve Coakley,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So I was like kind of like on some super conspiracy tinfoil hat type stuff, but
Super Negro brothers.
yeah, I was really, what I'm saying, kind of, yeah, like, what I'm saying, all Illuminati, all of that stuff, man. And um yeah, but the thing is that I was in the Navy. I mean, the Navy has a lot of customs, very, very similar customs, like the way we do parade dress, stand at attention. Um, I saw like some type of like Mason handbook or something. It's the same type of, same type of like way you salute, and the way you stand at attention, parade rest, and all that. I saw the
Yeah.
same stuff. So I was like, oh, there's similarities,
A lot of that is from masonry into the military, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
that probably comes from, so there's York Rite, Scottish Rite, Prince Hall, and then depending on where you land, like I'm dual petition, meaning I belong to multiple lodges.
Okay.
And one of my lodges, we are all black men, but we don't recognize black Masons. So we wouldn't have recognized your grandfather
Mm,
because we wouldn't have recognized him as a Mason. But the bigger lodge that I'm a part of, ironically enough, majority white men, they recognize black Masons, but they
mm,
wouldn't recognize the lodge that I was a part of, that wouldn't recognize your grandfather.
mm,
So they'd be like, who are y'all niggas? Get the fuck out of
mm,
here. What up, Abdul's grandpa? What's good with
mm,
you?
mm,
Right? But the lodge that I'm with that don't recognize black Masons is nothing but black Masons, or
mm,
Masons who are black, I should say.
mm.
So there's a lot of politics in that shit, man. And the reality is, the reason I asked, it needs new blood. And when I mean new blood, even guys our age are new blood,
Mm.
right? Because most of the guys that you see, so the stigma that Prince Hall Masonry gets is fish fry Mason.
Is what?
Fish fry Mason,
Oh.
right? That's where you see these niggas with all they white parties, no Diddy. And, you see the flyer, Ezekiel Lodge number 123, hosting this week's white party. And it's some, 60-year-old
Yeah.
man who worked for transit and is now also a DJ. And I'm sure you got a lot of that, because we got a lot of that here in New York.
Yeah.
Right? You know, Sir Scratchum Johnson, nigga, you
Yeah,
ain't been the DJ since they actually scratched. Get that shit out. You ain't got no Yeezy in your Serato.
yeah, right,
You
yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a lot of fish fry masons where it's just these old niggas who throw these fucking back party barbecues and
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. They don't do what masonry is about. Masonry is about doing something every day for somebody that can't do anything for you. Masonry is about improving yourself as a man. It has a lot to do with a lot of what you guys went through in the military. Again, you know, happy Veterans Day, brother. Thanks for your service. I tried to join the Marines at 17. I couldn't because my mother wouldn't let me. But I would have been a Marine. My ass rides Navy equipment.
Mm-hmm. My
Yeah.
ass rides Navy equipment. I never even. I was in the Navy. I was around Marines. I never even heard that shit before. I wasn't
Yeah.
in that long though.
That's how you disrespect a Marine.
They used to throw water balloons when I was in because I got out of boot camp and I went to apprenticeship training in Florida because I was an airman
Mm.
and that's where they train pilots how to fly in
Right.
Pensacola and there's a Marine threw a water balloon at us when we was in our dress whites. You know,
Oh.
yeah, they would like jump on us, you know, it would be fights and stuff, you know, every now and again. But ironically enough, when the Navy had some of the best boxers, when they got in the ring with a sailor, um, or even an officer, they would get beat up because you know, wouldn't be nobody to jump in or anything.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I never, I never heard that one, but you know, there are. It's the Marine. Actually, what people don't know, it's a couple things that people don't know about the Marines. One
Aren't
of the
they just
things,
an extension in the Navy?
yeah, one of the things about the Marines is the Marines are part of the Department of the Navy. It's all in one department. So you got the Department of the Navy, and that is the Marines and the U.S. Navy. They're it's like two snakes wrapped around some scepter or whatever. It's like they're one side
Yeah.
of the same scepter. It's the Marines and then you got the Navy. The Navy is basically what you know of as ships and different duty ports and stations, and then Marines are pretty much all in all duty ports and stations for the most part, and they travel on Navy ships to
My ass rides
um
Navy equipment.
yeah. But see, they got their own shit too, though. They got their own stuff. The thing that people don't know about the Marines is Marines have their own basically equipment as well. They have their own equipment and they fly fighter jets. You
Mm.
That's who Robert Kiyosaki, that's what he did. He was a Marine fighter jet pilot in Vietnam. You know,
Okay.
so they like people just don't. That's one of the things that I know about the military and about the government that people don't really understand how deep how much power the U.S. Government has. Like it's so much power. It's just you know they say like it's like 100 times more powerful than modern Rome or ancient Rome and all you know different civilizations in the past. It's like stuff like that people have no idea about. Like the Marines have their own. Like I never forget when I was coming out the military processing out. I was on a base and it was like from miles and miles to see just nothing but fighter jets,
Mm.
Marine pilots doing takeoffs and touchdowns.
Wow.
And it was they had the Marines have the Harriers. They have the Harrier jets that come
Right.
from the UK where they basically can land like a helicopter.
Right.
Um and it's like yeah they have a lot of lot of equipment and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, when them people was doing them PPP shits and stuff, like what the fuck are you doing? Like, I mean, like you, I mean, these people are gonna come catch your ass. Like,
Yeah.
you think this ain't no state shit, no county shit, man. These people are entrenched. And
Yeah.
it's like you don't know what the fuck you dealing with. Like I've seen things that other people have never seen. Like I've seen missiles go off. I mean, like I've seen all kind of shit that people just don't that have never seen, probably will never see. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like they don't know people don't know what they fucking with, man. Like,
Mm.
I mean, legitimately, like respectively, they don't know what they fucking dealing with. It's a reason, like, okay, those movies where some old dude that's ex-military that don't trust the government that's living in some like encampment somewhere away from civilization. Like, I mean, there's a reason for that. Like it's people that actually that's their reality. I'm kind of like in a way I understand that shit the older I get. Like, it's not what you think, man. This
Man.
this civilization and power shit is a totally different ballgame. And
Well, see, that's why I don't have fear of the American dollar ever losing its power, and not anytime soon. Because even though we've gone away from the gold standard, silver standard, the American dollar is backed up by one thing and one thing alone: the might of the U.S. military.
mhm.
And at any given time, we can fucking go and there's almost no place on the planet that we can't have tens of thousands of troops deployed in minutes, not hours, but minutes, because we've always got some U.S. embassy somewhere. But I wanted you to
Well,
also check. Oh, go ahead.
we need to go back to the gold standard. I think that's if I was the president, that's what I would try to do. Because what you want to go back to aerial investments?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we
Um,
need to go back to the gold standard. At least the goddamn silver standard, something. Shit.
nigga, I
Can we
like
just
the
have
bullet
the
standard.
okay, we
Fuck it.
can't have a gold standard. Can we just at least add a silver standard?
I
God
like the
damn.
bullet standard, nigga. We put a shell in your melon and your fucking leaders, nigga. That's what we
They
do.
they had
USA,
that
motherfucker.
they had that too, but that was like the
Man,
second, option or whatever the
man.
fucking for. But the thing is this, like, I mean, you got other, when I was in boot camp, they would always talk about the communists, China and Russia.
The commies,
And
yep.
the China and Russia is, you can't put you put it's consequences to you gotta they gotta deal with China and Russia differently than some rogue nation or
Well,
whatever,
yeah.
so it's not, it's not like we just on this planet and it's just us and then nobody else. I mean, you got all kinds of different
Yeah,
players and
China and
factors
Russia
in
might
place.
fuck us up, but we got better technology. Well,
Mm. I don't even. I'm like,
yes, I
you know,
mean,
I, I don't, I know shit, and I don't think I want to talk about certain shit like about that.
I
'Cause,
fuck it. So you
yeah,
see how it says since inception?
yeah, I don't think I want to go there. But I mean, the thing is this, man. I'll tell you this. This is what I'll tell you. You know, I do think we need to go back to some type of standard. I'll just say that, and I think the economy would be more robust. But the thing is this: what I wanted to say earlier is what I've said before is that the things that you said about you got to have this and you got to have that, as far as you got to have the financial requirements to be accredited investor, got to have $25,000 in a account in order to be a pattern day trader. A lot of these, and then the whole $5,000, the $10,000, rule or whatever of
Suspicious activity reports.
suspicious activity report. All of that stuff is like one of the things about America that a lot of people also don't know, that I point out often. I'm probably one of the only people that point this out. Even economists, even your great PhDs like Dr. Boyce Watkins don't point this out, is that this country is not equitable on a scale like you think wealth wise as far as equal wealth distribution. And I'm not talking about no communist talk or no shit like that. I'm just saying one of the things that this country has that it's set up because they want it to be a small amount of elite rich people and wealthy people is they have these basically they gatekeep. They have these all of these red tapes that you have to go through. These
Yeah.
all of these red tapes make the barrier of entry difficult to compete financially, because if you can, let's just say it was no PDT rule, you can trade as much as you want, you can get in out of trades, you can be like, yeah, you know you can be a rock star, you can make
You could
a
get
whole bunch
rich.
of money. Yeah, you have no restraints, right? Like the forex market is like that. You can get in
Mhm.
out of trades on forex anytime you want. And that's why one of the things is a lot of people are quiet about forex, because I know it's a lot of people are scamming. Like you said, my Discord is $100 a month, and you can follow me and all. But the thing is this: the reason why forex is quiet is because you can make a lot of fucking money in forex. Forex market is actually, and that's one of the things that I did mention when I was on your live stream. Forex market is way bigger than the US stock markets.
Yeah.
It's huge because you got the whole world in
Well,
their
there's licensure
currencies.
for that too.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have to have the license to do it by no means, but there is licensure for it.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't think otherwise, but yeah, it's huge. The currency market it is huge. People have no idea how big the forex market is.
Now, here's
They
what's
just
funny.
hit. Hmm?
You see the top or the aerial investment, personal investors, institutional investors, and forex, non-US investors. Because
Uh,
US currency is a foreign exchange for people who are alien investors. That's what we
uh-huh.
call non-US investors.
Oh, okay.
Don't click
Okay.
it, but
Okay.
you see that non-US investors. So it just falls in line with what you were saying. But I wanted
Yeah.
you to click that box where it says fund materials,
Fund materials. Let's see here.
top right.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And they should bring you to a prospectus and reports,
Yeah.
right? It'll tell you your capital gains, your distribution. It'll tell you the money market fund information. Obviously, you can log in your holders. It'll actually show you your portfolio manager and the fact sheet. Those are quarterly, but check those prospectuses, because anytime you invest in anything, you need to look at the prospectus. So it isn't for, you don't have to do it immediately, but I think you might have to download it. But this is just something for you and your audience to understand in the future. I don't know if it won't let you get in there.
Nah,
No,
it's
there
saying
it is.
I'm a tech man. I'm gonna get in. Nah, I'm just joking.
And so they have their investor class, right? ARGFX, and then they have their institutional class, ARAIX. So this is again why it's very difficult when people are, oh, you just invest in FX, IFX or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or FXAIX. Okay, but is FXAIX an institutional class? Or should it be XSAFX? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you look right there, Aerial Fund FX is not foreign exchange, but that's an investor class, right? Versus an institutional. We can't afford institutional class. Did you see what the requirements were for the institutional class investment?
No.
$1 million.
Oh wow.
1 year lockup provision.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they'll tell you about their turnover. So the prospectus tells you everything about everything, right? See, it even tells you there. This is where people, I trade with no fees, right? Their distribution and service, or their what's called 12B1 fees. You see that?
Yeah, I see the management fees. other
Yeah.
expenses, distribution, service fees,
Mm-hmm.
total annual fund operating expenses.
1%,
Yeah.
right? Versus what is that? 0.6%?
Yeah. It
That's
was
still
like,
high.
yeah.
Well, that's only $1 million. So yeah, that's actually very low for $1 million. Because generally, anything from $0 to $1 million, you're gonna get charged 2%. But now, because of all these fucking funds, they've cut it down to 1%. But if you go to a money manager who you're not gonna know the name of, they also invest in these funds, right? Like, I'll give you an example. Hold on, let me pull up his name, and then I'm gonna share it with you so you can pull it up. David Cole, retirement income sources. Here we go. Remember I told you about my uncle,
Yeah.
the white guy from my
Uh-huh.
adopted, not my uncle with the gay boyfriend, but I just put in the back chat his website.
Okay.
Right? So he has 500 million assets under management. Right? And this is another thing, because I was talking to a young lady and she was like, it's crazy with our people. We always got to know, I had never heard of that. Right?
How's he your uncle?
So when I was 12 years old, I was on the phone with my adopted brother who found his mother dead in the bed. He's the brother of my brother's mother.
Oh, okay. Adopted brother. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, got you. Cool.
So when I first started in the insurance and financial services industry, I called my brother. I was like, yo, ask your uncle to, help me out a little bit because I'm struggling in the business. This was his answer. Alonzo, I'm a white guy from money who knows people. And this business was hard for me. He said, you're a black kid with no college education from the hood, no money, and don't know anybody. Good luck, click.
That's all he said?
Yep.
Damn.
You can pull up this website. I just put it in
I
the back.
already did.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and show him.
Oh, well, okay.
Right? Because here's what I want you to see.
All right.
Now, number one, the issue is most of us don't even know who the fuck Ariel Investments is. We know Charles Schwab, though. Right? I called him recently because I just signed paper with LPL Investments. And I said, yo, listen, before I jump ship and go to LPL, can I talk about buying your book of business? He was like, dude, I'm 71 years old. I've already started selling my book of business, or over 60% of my book of business is sold. You can call the other guy. I have no relationship with him. I don't even fucking know his first name. I mean, well, I do, but still, again, maybe he was just like, fuck you, nigga, get out of my face. But, at the end of the day,
I've never even been to Connecticut before, so I have no fucking clue. From what I see, it's like, I don't know. I'll just say this: like, at some point. I stopped listening to. I stopped really kind of following a lot of white financial gurus or whatever, or financial channels or whatever. And the reason why, this is a couple things. One of the reasons is they have a different type of reality, like, or just it's a different type of kind of
absolutely
privilege or something like that. I can
different
just say.
reality.
Yeah. And it's just, I'm not saying that you can't compete. I'm not saying that. I'm not speaking in the tone of defeatism. I'm just saying this is kind of like what I learned also from listening to other people in the space. Like BGS, he said you can't compare yourself to white people like that. Like, you got to be very careful to try to compare. Like, it's like, I could just, I'm just go in a bank with just a notice of my net worth and my offerings, and it just is I'm one of the things I got to work on, and I'll just start writing some notes down. Is I'm gonna do a presentation on human competition. I mean, of course, they didn't get like it took white people culturally, took them not even culturally, like as far as a civilization, it took them like thousands of years to get to the point where they are now.
Right.
And they most likely are reaching some type of pinnacle. That's why all of the stuff that's going on. It took them a long time to get to where they got. And that's to be respected. Like, I mean, a lot of times with white people they want a certain level of respect. They came into Africa and they learned from Africans, and they respected of obviously the Africans, and they went back to Europe and they took what they learned, and they tried to even make it better. They tried to refine it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times black people kind of be on when black people be on some like super racist shit, was like, man, fuck these crackers and blah blah blah. And it's like, to a certain level, even if you looked at it like that, it's not healthy to look at it like that. It's not wise to look at it like that, because in order to quote unquote defeat your enemy, you have to respect your enemy first. If you don't respect your enemy, you can't it's going to be almost impossible for you to win, because you won't respect what they have and what they've done. It takes a certain level of wisdom and humbleness to respect your foe and what they can do and what they've already done and what they're capable of. And the thing is that when it comes to white people, as far as why I stopped following them, primarily, or as far as listening to them, or I'm very selective in what I listen to, because the whole you can just do this like this and this, no, I I take that with a grain of salt. you know because the thing is that I am gonna have some hindrances, trying to do certain things. It's to be expected. Anybody that says anything different is uh they're eating delusional salad,
Mm.
um with a soda on the side. But the thing is that it's a different approach. It's like, and even that's understandable. Trust me, I know. I've had all of the fights I've had in my life, niggas has been the most hardiest opponents I've ever fought. I mean, it's like fighting a titan versus,
Right.
fighting a mortal. Like, it's just, I any day of the week, if I had to fight a non-nigga, I would want it. I would want that match.
You said if
So
I had to
I
fight a
understand.
non-nigga.
I understand, but the thing is this, it's just a difference of just reality, like, and then the guy I did watch some dudes like in the Northeast and like Connecticut and shit like that. They was so stupid rich. This is the second reason. They was so stupid rich. And I seen this when I lived in the north suburbs of Illinois. I mean, they was so fucking beyond rich that it was like inconceivable. Like, it was just like, it's like, just it's like, to be honest, like, them Jake Paul dudes and shit.
Yeah. Oh God.
They
Yes.
on a they on a totally, of course they, do all kind of shit, coke, all kind, whatever. They get high and all kind of shit, but
They doing more
they
than coke, bro.
the black women that you want, they throwing the trash after they fuck with them. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, the bitch that you really really want, the black chick that you really really want, like, they look at it like they like, just like reality is. They the ex-slave master's son, and they can fuck any black bitch they want. That's how they look at it. They might be coked up when they think about it like that, but it may, it might, that concept might might, you know what I'm saying? Because you got black women that look at it like that. But yeah, man, they got a lot of money, and not all of them, but I mean the ones that I was following, they had all of these cars. They had Lambo clubs, they had Ferraris, Lotuses, Spiders, uh, fucking you name it. And it's just like they were disgustingly rich. And it's like, it's just like I'm not
Disgusting.
about to dick suck white dudes. Like I'm not about to dick suck nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna make my money, the best way I can.
And no Diddy. You understand what I'm saying?
I feel you. No, you're
Yeah,
absolutely right. Salute to seeking my creator. So, and just if you're wondering, the person that we have on the screen is technically my uncle through adoption. His nephew is my adopted brother.
Oh, okay.
And like I was saying, so ironically enough, he's part of the reason that I got into this industry. Right? When I was 12 years old, I didn't know nothing about nothing. But all I knew was that this motherfucker was paying for both of his daughters to lease brand new Audis every 2 years. And they had all these houses and stuff. And me and my mother lived in a 2-bed. Now, my mother wasn't no slouch in the 90s. She was doing her thing, but she was a single black woman. Right? And we went, ironically enough, I live in the apartment building that I lived in when we adopted them today. Not in the same floor unit, but damn near close. Right? I'm literally one floor up from the apartment that I lived in when we adopted them. Right? Now, yes, is it a luxury high rise near your university? Yes. But compared to, like you said, their stupid retarded money, it's a whole nother story. Right? But what happens often is you view money differently as well. Right? The way this motherfucker views money is almost the way I view money, because I've been in this business so long and I've been amongst people. Dude, like I said, I was on a panel yesterday with the comptroller governor of the United States from 1998 to 2008. Right? Like, that's not just some regular chitlin circuit ass nigga. You know what I mean? Like, that, he's the fucking comptroller. Right? So when you get into those circles, the rich people look at money differently. Like, even though I haven't made nearly as much as I did last year, like I spend money differently because I don't value money the same way. Not that I don't value money, but the way. So I would say I value money. These motherfuckers value money like drug dealers in the 80s. Right? Because it's coming so fast. And
they don't value money. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, here, but not even that. Like, so when I work for my money, I don't be giving a fuck because I'm like, I ain't make a commission. That's all right. I'll make a commission in the next 3 months that'll fucking cover the next year's worth of bills. Right?
Yeah.
And so it skews like it skews shit. Like, I'm about to do some DoorDash now because shit ain't looking like it used to. Right?
Man, I don't be besmirched about that shit, man.
Oh, I ain't at all.
It's just a fucking method to madness. I mean,
yeah,
it's
bitches like that, them niggas are throwing the trash.
Yeah, so this ain't my adopted anything. This is my blood great grandfather from my mother's side.
That look like a white man. I'm not saying.
But before people think, I'm this racist motherfucker or whatever, this is my actual grandfather on my mother's father's side, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, my mother's father's side. Yeah. So, yeah. So just in case, I just posted this shit on Twitter because I wanted to show. Just for this purposes. So, but the thing is, man, yeah, man, it's it's. I mean, shit. Hey, at one time, black men couldn't even mess with white chicks and shit, all kind of stuff. It was, but You can have as many white chicks as you fucking want, man. I mean, shit.
White
It's
girls. No, at least-
it was a time that it was a one way thing, man. You had to sneak and get white chicks, or they had to come in the ghetto or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Um, I don't be hating white people like that. That's not something I'll be like. I don't wake up like RBR or whatever used to or whatever. Like, man, fuck these mom. Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think like that. I used to have that mindset, but I don't. The reason I don't because one,
You started getting money.
a lot of the stupid shit I do, a lot of the shit I do is the reason why I have the blunders that I have because I just make stupid decisions a lot of times. And looking at yourself in the mirror and kind of, like you said, trying to self-improve and seeing the mistakes that you made and trying to correct them is like, it's just what you have to do. If you don't take it serious, what a lot of times what people do is they have a virus where they be like, man, this motherfucker holding me back, and this, and it's like, yeah, it's rough, man. It is a lot of like opposition towards you. It's a lot of fucking shit that is accurately like, some shit like, as far as it's a systematic, approach to make you to put you in a box, to keep you in a box. But if you know the box exists and a circle beats a square, like basically, well, what are you gonna do? You just gonna stay in the box?
Right.
It's like Nas said, man, you'll never keep me boxed in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you gonna stay in that box is you got that choice. You gonna stay in that box or you gonna get out that box, in your daily actions, weekly actions, monthly actions keep you in that box, whatever that is, But I like I say, DoorDash, man, I done did way worse shit than DoorDash.
Shit,
When
me
I
too,
was
man.
when I was out of work in 2022, I was working in a warehouse, cleaning out hotels, uh fucking working. I was working in a fish market a couple days with a bunch of Hispanics, boxing fish. Sometime some days they'll let you take some home. Shit, I don't even eat fish. I gave it to my neighbors.
There you go.
They I think they liked it. Seeking my creator said correct. That is correct. Shows about cultural development, trying to change my mindset and skill set. Oh yeah, it's very difficult because you get programmed as a child. You're programmed as a child to think a certain way. And when you grow up, you still have that same programming. Trying to reprogram yourself is very difficult. A lot of people go crazy. And I ain't gonna lie, I had a few nervous breakdowns trying to reformat my hard drive. But fortunately I came out greater, uh, the thing is it's very difficult to reprogram yourself and change, because it's just like your mind just can't like wrap around the reality. Like, damn, this is actually, you know, this is a thing. Like, I can actually do this. Like, and now it's like I say, I look at it like I'm just an underdog. You know what I mean? Like I legitimately like that's my new saying. Like watch niggas in the space go. That's going you gonna start listening. You gonna hear people saying underdog. That just means they be listening to Broke Genius, and they just be in the clouds. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's all it is. And it's like I've been watching just like a lot of people. I've been watching college basketball for decades. And um, it's always an underdog like that. Remember when Gonzaga was an underdog, and then
And
they
Villanueva.
became yeah. It was a lot of Valpo was underdog, Gonzaga, like you said, Villanova was like these were no name schools. Where your boy played, Steph Curry played, Davidson. They never even heard of Davidson. You know what I'm saying? Until he put him on the map, man. Like it's underdogs, man, all the time, man. It's like, it's just, for whatever reason, man. A lot of times it's your network too, though. Like it's like what you saying. Like I probably, I ain't doing no dick, like I say, you know what I'm saying? But I probably need to get to,
And no diddy. You understand what I'm saying?
get acclimated with some rich people. Now I'll clean your pool. I'll help you clean your pool. Maybe nah, but I don't even. Nah, I ain't gonna even say that. Nah, cause I ain't even about that. Nah, I just say this. Like I just use my skills that I already have to help you out. Help you set up your home network. You know what I'm saying? Put a VPN on that joint. I help you, you know what I'm saying, do some stuff, man. And then you help me out, you know what I'm saying? You give me some money, give me an opportunity or something like that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like you really need to beef up your inner circle. You know what I'm saying? That's really a lot of times that's what it be, man. You need to like network with people that can actually help you. And that's not being hop like a bitch or nothing. Just you need to, you might just it might just be you don't know somebody, man, that'll
Yeah.
put you on. But just like on the block, right? In
Yeah.
the hood. Nigga give you a motherfucking ounce here. But he know he gonna deal with you if you fuck it up. The
Right.
consequences in the hood and in the selling drugs. Obviously, people know those consequences, but he gonna give you that opportunity on
Right.
some like street shit. It's just like that. It's like mother give you. I had a white guy in Indiana before I even lived in Indiana, because my homie, he liked to go bar hopping and shit, and he was gonna offer me some money to trade, but I just at the time I ain't really know what to do, how to do it, and everything like that, and I just didn't really take any initiative at the time. But he was a multimillionaire. He was basically he inherited a business, a meatpacking business from his father, and he was well known in the city that he lived in, being one of the wealthiest man in town. But it's like, yeah, it's those people out there, man. And ironically, yeah,
They
yeah,
definitely are.
and
But I'm about to
yeah,
get going my damn self. Go
okay.
run these errands. Like I said, it ain't no besmirch. I be enjoying doing that shit, to be
Oh
honest.
man, I be bird watching. I mean, some of them chicks, man, they be staring and shit at me. I was like, man, I gotta get back on. I gotta get my
Word.
lines back up, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Word.
got it, but see, I don't want to get no ugly chick, man.
Yeah,
I got, I don't want no, you know
you
what I'm
ain't
saying?
shit, boy. I
I'm,
don't want
I,
to get no ugly
I,
shit.
I'm getting too old to be using ugly chicks to break droughts, man.
Oh, damn.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like
No,
I just
funny.
don't want to do it no more, man. Shit. Trying to hold out for something better, man. But all right. I'll yeah, man. But that do
Oh,
be
man.
fun though, man. Shit, man. It
Oh.
should be fun, boy. But
Now, you know what, though?
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave you with this, because my brother-in-law did this. He was doing, like, the DoorDash and the Uber Eats and all that. And what he did it for was, he says, you the type of people who hate Elon Musk and think they're better than you, and the same criteria that makes them a lesser version of Elon Musk. I get it. But I don't think he was talking about us, but he's saying there are some type of people. My brother-in-law used it to do his canvassing for fix and flips.
Yeah.
Now, I tried to warn him. I was like, bro, just hunker down, get your license, or get with somebody who's licensed, right? Because, and this is the thing I don't think people understand with high ticket sales, especially when it's shit like real estate. Your first one, you're usually always going to get a slam dunk.
Right.
Right? And so what happened was he got a slam dunk. It got him like 20 racks or something, 15 racks or something. And then he went and quit his job. And I was like, no, nigga, no. Don't do that. Because your next deal is not going to be as easy. And now you're addicted because you done had that taste. And now it's like, oh shit, I could do this? Yeah. But it ain't going to be nearly as easy. That first one, I don't know what it is. It's like the sympathy, or the stars just always align. Dude, my first fix and flip deal was 80 racks. Right? But then everything after that was 0.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because the first deal was astronomical, but I don't know what it is about that first deal. You go into it, I guess, with desperation and or not knowing, and then boom. Whereas, you know, the rest just, you know, came as they may. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you for your service. Keep doing what you're doing. As much as I talk shit about non-licensed people, and I will continue to, that doesn't mean that I'm besmirching what you're doing.
Okay, man. Appreciate it.
One, brother.
One. Yeah, man. I just can't do it, man. I've done it so many. I mean, you know, I'm still doing it to be honest, but yeah, I can't do it, man. Because it's like, man, see, that goes against my philosophy. My philosophy, I know what I said, you know. I don't like messing with chicks. I don't want to get pregnant. If I'm messing with a woman, the woman I want to mess with already pre-qualified. If I got too excited one day and she got pregnant, I'm cool because I already wanted her. You know what I'm saying? You go get you, you get you a woman, man, and she, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with her as far as, she just maybe mid or below average, and then, she break that drought for you. Then next thing you know, you you got doggone man. It's like it's some shit, boy. It happens. It happens every day. But yeah, man. I like doing it too, man. I be bored, man. Really. If I had money, I'd probably still doing that. Do that shit. I'd be laughing doing that shit. Cause it do be funny, man. It'd be kind of funny. Cause um you get to see different people and shit. And it's like you see different stuff that you wouldn't see, and you got an excuse to see it because you're delivering stuff. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like, man, it's tripped out. But I don't. One of the things I don't like about DoorDash is they punish poor people. I mean, like legitimately poor people. That's all they have. That they don't have anything else. That's all they have. Because if you don't take, they'll send you an order that is like they'll offer you $7 to go 18 miles. And it's like, nigga, go take your mama. Tell your mama to go do that. And you wouldn't do that. They wouldn't tell their mama to go do that. They'll get their mama some more money than that. It's like, yeah, like it's just goofy shit like that. Go pick up 77 items for $12. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. And then if you don't take it, they lower your rating. You know what I'm saying? So it's really they're punishing you for not accepting poverty. And it's like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a how my lower my rating is. I'm not about to take no low shit like that. Like that's why I wasn't like I ain't gonna lie, low key if you are doing that shit, man, that's how you get paid. Cause when I was first starting out doing that shit, I was just doing that to make sure my rating was higher, and I was just taking anything. I wasn't making no money. You know what I'm saying? You go fucking pick up an order for $4 and it's going 7 miles, even if you did it, the goddamn order take 30 minutes to pick up because they fucked up the order or they got a long wait, it's a long line. Now you just spent 30 minutes to make $4, and then you still got to go drop the shit off, burn gas. It's like, man, nah, fuck that. You know, I don't do that shit, man. I look at it like being a truck driver. I need $1 a mile. You know what I'm saying? If it's not at least $1 a mile, you know, they can mostly go fuck themselves. Unless maybe I'm going in that direction already. Like when I start doing that and just basically not taking them unfavorable orders, because a lot of times it be the consumer, it be the customer. They don't want to tip or whatever, and then DoorDash gives all these incentives and shit, and it's like it come your direction, and it's like a low amount. And it's like, nah, you don't have to take that. And what people don't probably know is like, yeah, DoorDasher is just a fucking contractor. They don't got to take shit. They're not forced to take orders. So it's like, yeah, it shoots back to the customer, and then they're like, you know, whatever they say. Hold up, I'll be right back. So yeah, they basically it goes back to the customer if the order is too low as far as the amount, and then they gotta either decide, do they want to spend more money or they're gonna try to shoot it back out. But it's gonna, I like I say, I don't necessarily, somebody else might pick it up or whatever. Probably somebody that just started. I don't know, but yeah, I don't take that shit, man. I just, like I say, it's got to be favorable. You just got to think, man. What would you do? Would you go 15 miles for $7 or $5? Is that something you would do? And then you got to go pick up the food. You got to deal with all these. You got to deal with the bad customer service from the fucking young employees that they don't like their job, and they're misandrous, so they don't like men. And then you got to deal with that shit on a personal level, just like you would if you got your own food at the store. You probably wouldn't even go to that store because the people it's got bad customer service. You got to deal with that shit. Waiting online. It just, yeah, if it's not favorable, man, I just don't take that shit though. But it does help. If you need some money, some extra income, I think a lot more people should be doing DoorDash, because it's like you gotta understand, like this is it's a game of inches. It's a game, like it's like you need capital. You know what I'm saying? If you need capital, you got to do what you got to do to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to do what you got to do, man. And if that's what you got to do, shit, so be it. I take my money. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna leave you with this. The money I made from DoorDash, I made about $6,000 off of it. I made about, at this point in time, yeah, I made $6,000 off my, like, I usually, like on an average night, probably make like 80 to 70 bucks a good night, and about 100 something. Yeah, the money I'm still pretty much making money off of like one day I transferred like 75 bucks. And I hit it I've been hitting like parlays since. It's been like a month ago. I've been making
I've been making money off my parlays since about a month ago when I transferred some money from my from doing DoorDash. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I put money in, and then I take that money, I put it in the stocks and crypto and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? You can have some, you know, I mean, I'm not saying you know, it takes a certain level of balls and cojones to be able to risk all of that, man. But it's like, man, it's, you know, you got to do what you got to do, man. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't advise people to be gambling and shit, but I mean, it's like, man, this, you know, this shit, man, is tripped out, man. It's like whatever you can do to make money, as long as it don't involve you, you know, having to fucking stick your ass out and letting somebody fuck you. I mean, I'm you know, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
Pause.
I'm gonna let you go. Have a good day. I'll be back. I'll be doing this at least once a week, maybe a couple times a week. Depends on how things go. You know what I'm saying?
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
That's one of your top
It is.
3 pieces.
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You want to know why you're all fucked up? Just look at the fucking bums you hang around with.